Cool. Do that. Sure, it's not totally blessing. Okay. Hiccups. Hiccups, no. There we go. Oh, no. You turn the fuck off. No. Turn off. No, stop herring. No! Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Okay, there we go. Oh, fucking yeah. Fucking piece of shit ass little Bluetooths. There we go. Let's have a little fun for the evening. And I'm feeling topical. So, I have no idea what, lies for some discussions for today, but we'll see. We shall see. Oh shit, don't got napkins. Nah, whatever. But yes, fuck it. There we go. I got this nice and loaded up. Decompressing myself from work. First day back after all the vacation and shit. And of course, the main shit could be better. And, honestly, I actually found out what happened to one of my coworkers who's been MIA for like a fucking month. And, he's at least okay, but got in a fucking car wreck, so that's the reason why we haven't seen him in a while, because he moved up to Washington with one of his friends. Which fucking sucks, because someone left us all worried. But at least he's okay, so hopefully we just hear from him again soon. Which, man, that even is worse than what I assumed. I thought he was going to be arrested, or like have his car towed and shit. But, to have it like wrecked, fuck, dude. Nice. So something on my chance real quick. So that's the stuff for the 2 though, huh? Oh boy. The top G himself was on C and N. Oh my fucking god. Alright, that's... that has to be something we gotta look at. Oh my god. Oh, fucking hell. God damn it. Okay, there we go. Wait, I thought, hold on, wasn't fucking, like, Andrew Tate on house arrest? How's he fucking on CNN? What? Okay. Well, that's, peculiar. You know what, here, actually, just so I can remember to have it saved, I want to save this on my, my playlist to this, yeah, this one. There we go. Sweet. Oh shit. One of my friends from a group, one of my group chats sent me something I didn't see. Marie Glusenkamp? What fucking retarded name is that? The moderate representing Clark County voted to preemptively block student loan forgiveness prior to Supreme Court ruling, in case anyone knows. Anyone to help get her voted out? Shit. I don't. But what a shitbag. Glusenkamp. Dude, what a fucking lame name. It's just like, let me just preemptively block these student loan forgivenesses even before the Supreme Court does, because, you know, it's such a moderate. I'm Glusenkamp. What a name. Oh my god. Oh my good gracious. Aww. Oh, my friend Logan sent a picture of, like, Zukov and I when he was a little baby. Oh my god, Zukov has a baby. Now he's a big boy, and look at this little baby. Emmy just huddled over him, giving him the loves. Oh my goodness, what a baby. What a just sweet little thing. I wonder whose foot that is. Oh, is that probably Harley? I think it was there that day with us. Oh, just what a goof. What an adorable little thing. Aww. And now he's just a big boy. And he's just a gargantuan boy. Even though he's not really that big. But he's still a chunk. Yeah, what the fuck? Boom. Oh, that didn't even happen. Oh my lord, it's still doing it. Okay, well that's odd. But whatever. What ifs? Oh my fucking god. You know what? Alright, fine. I guess it won't let me do that thing without that fucking freezing. Great, okay, whatever. Fuck it too. Just let me be a frozen fucking amoeba instead. Great. Thanks, YouTube. Or I guess it would be my camera, in this case, doing that instead. Which still, you know, that definitely sucks. It could just, you know, to continue acting as if that, you know, there is a stream going on and, you know, continue to show some frames, but no, it just has me, like, frozen in some weird position where I just look weird. Thanks. Even though, I mean, well, for all, you know, intents and purposes, I already do, but, yeah, it's like YouTube doesn't need to exemplify that by any nature. My finger's feeling all stiff. What the fuck? Boo. There we go. Yep. Yeah, let's see what around little things can be something that we can look at for a little later. What the fuck? Why does YouTube keep recommending me this? I see this continuously recommended to me where it's an NI-generated SpongeBob. And I don't entirely understand it. I did tune into it once before, just to check it out. And, yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. It, like, every time it says, like, a few moments later, like it did right there, like, on that little thumbnail or whatever, like, it basically, it's just, like, means just, like, another skit, essentially. And the skits, like, last really no more than a minute. And they really are legit very randomized. Like when I was watching it, like there was one skit where SpongeBob was talking about and prophetizing Karl Marx's Das Kapital to Squidward, and then there's like another one where like SpongeBob was trying to get Patrick to go jellyfishing, which they did, and that was it. But then there was like a few other skits at like that I don't exactly remember too much of, but it's just like those are at least a couple that I remember more off the top of my head. And I was just like, what the hell? I thought the SpongeBob prophetizing about Karl Marx was a little funny, so you know, I guess there can be something to it. But what I didn't really understand about the whole Karl Marx thing with that skit, at least, is that wouldn't Squidward be the one advocating for that, not SpongeBob? Because of like the going on strike episode where Squidward goes on strike and fights for his labor and things like that. Like he's the one who actually like understands more about like, you know, Marx's philosophy more so than SpongeBob probably would. I mean, but whatever, you know, it's an AI generated thing. I don't think it's going to exactly catch that. So it most certainly would be, it'd certainly be a little weird. What you doing over there, little pup? Little goofy doggo. And there is really not that much on the tube. I have a couple things here and there. But... Ooh. Kenny Stones versus Riley Reid? Okay. Guess something, you know, that could be alright to, you know, something out of curiosity, I suppose. I mean, watching Kenny Stones probably get fucked on. It's, can't go wrong with that. That's always gonna be fun. Oh my goodness. Oh. Six, what are you doing over there? What you doing, Pop? Yeah, hello. What's doing, Balu? Why'd you lower your tail when I'm like called you? What do you think I'm gonna like, you know, do something or be mean? I'm saying it in a cutesy voice. Like, you should know that I'm not like mad or anything. Silly dog. Silly little thing. Boo boo. Here, let me give him a little pork bun. I know he'll like these little things. Oh god, he's already over here. Dog, you impatient little bastard. Can't wait for like 2 seconds, man. Come on, little pup. Alright, well, there you go. Yep. Get these little chunks from here. Oh, there we go. Alright, cool. Alright. Want these other ones? Yeah, come here for them. Come on, doggo. Dog, come here. Come on, dog. Pup. Come here. Oh my fucking god. I did not like this when he just like, you know, sits there and just stares at me instead. Pup, come here. Come on. Come on. Alright, fine. Fucking idiot dog. You were supposed to grab it. Not let it like roll off your body. God, what a little mutt, dude. What a silly mutt. Oh yeah, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me, dude. What the, dude, did you just somehow lose it? Is that what's going on, bro? Dude, what? Dude, what'd you do with it? There ain't no way you just lost it, bro. Like, you gotta be kidding me. There ain't no way. Bruh. Find it. Find it, bro. What, you find it? There it is. There you go, buddy. Here, I'll grab this one too for him. Alright, come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh my god, you fucking goof. What a goofy dog, dude. What a goofy little thing. Aye, aye, aye. Here you go. Well, at least you almost caught that. Man, what a goof. Sometimes I just generally will never understand this dog. He's just weird. He's got a very interesting personality for what he is as a little pooch. I really love this fucking band, Spirit World. This fucking band, honestly, just like really slaps hard. I'm really glad I got a chance to see them fucking live. That's why I love going to, you know, these like really thick ass like lineup shows, especially to have like 2 or 3 openers. I mean, at least with the concert I just went to, where Spirit World was part of. I mean, they were the only band I haven't heard of yet. But goddamn, definitely worth checking out. And as far as I know, they only got 2 albums. Like, they got Pagan Rhythms and then fucking Death Western. Which, that album looks pretty sick, especially for the album cover itself. Looks almost like, you know, Red Dead Redemption, but turned fucking metal as fuck. It's pretty awesome. Doing this real quick, huh? Get that little ball loaded. At least, you know, maybe get into checking out 1 or 2 little things to partake in, you know? Kind of get things moving along and stuff. And I think YouTube is being shitty today. Because usually there's at least a little, you know, activity, you know, going on by this point, you know, even with my tiny little viewership and everything, and it's like, well, what the hell? I love how YouTube is, like, very hyper-selective about, like, when it comes to potentially, like, you know, sending notifications out. And I wonder if it's literally just because maybe I've, like, played music in the background occasionally. Because I've been checking out, like, my analytics lately on, like, the YouTube Studio thing. And, I totally, you know, don't 1%, like, understand every single little thing about it. But, I mean, at this point, I mean, like, I notice every now and then there'll be, like, an occasional stream that'll have, like, a little, like, you know, like, block thing or some shit or some other stuff. It won't, like, you know, restrict my channel or nothing necessarily. But I have a feeling, at least when it comes to the algorithm, though, it probably does. And that's kind of some bullshit and annoying. Which, I mean, all things considered, you know, you think, like, you know, background music would be fine, but not always, apparently. YouTube Anarchy MC. Hey, what's up, Rip? It was kind of bitching a little bit about YouTube's notification system. Because, I mean, you have to admit, like, every now and then, it is, you know, a little jank, you know, ain't it? Like, cause, like, I mean, every now and then it'll, like, sometimes they'll send notifications, like, in batches, or sometimes they'll send, like, right off the bat for some people, and sometimes it won't. Sometimes they'll send them, like, the day after or a few days later. It's just so fucking weird. Like, I've also noticed that with, like, some of the, live concert footage I've uploaded for, like, the first, like, hour, or not first hour, but, like, for the first day, like, there was barely any views. I mean, but now that they've been up for at least a day or so, there's, like, at least, you know, a decent amount of views on a chunk of them. Because I'm guessing people are now starting to look them up and shit. You know, but, I mean, they kind of vary. I think the one that has the most is, Creators Hey Dubralis to have on there. And then, like, you know, the one that has the least is, I think, at 18 views, which is actually Spirit World, funny enough. The one band that hasn't, you know, gotten that much recognition yet. Also, I decided to set up a playlist for all the live videos of concert footage I've uploaded over the time I've been on the channel doing my thing. So now I have an entire playlist set up. It's really just simply called Live Shows. It is public, so you can't access it. But it has them from, you know, I just looked at every, you know, video, and I think I have a few streams from when Tyler was in, back when it was called Akatosh, slash Unfit to Rest, and there's also, you know, Atomic Terror. I think I have some streams of those, so I need to add those in here. But at least for, like, videos specifically, I have, like, all the concert footage, including, one little thing from Sabbath here. And Death Angel when I saw him live 6 years ago at the Hawthorne Theater. And then, you know, obviously now I have some more Death Angel live footage, you know, like 6 years later. So that's pretty cool, you know, getting to see them live a bunch of times. Death Angel is fucking still kicking ass. Had a shorter set just because it was a 4 band member lineup, or 4 fucking band lineup, you know, for their gig. So definitely a shorter set than I remember from the time I saw them live 6 years ago. But they picked like the hard, like fucking thrashy songs. They got Lord of Hate, which I have on my channel, of Vicarious Souls. That's a classic. And they played The Moth, which back when I saw them 6 years ago, I have a video of that song uploaded. So I didn't record that one just because I knew I had that one already. I suppose I could have recorded it and uploaded it just so there could be a comparison. See how they performed it, you know, from 6 years ago to now, which is probably going to be just as smacking hard. I still sometimes get stream notifications at like 8 AM, leaves me wondering if YouTube's drunk or you're doing a stream early before work. Well, I mean, I don't do them at like 8 AM. I mean, I have thought about, like, I mean, there's been times where I've, like when I was in Seattle, where I just, because of, I'm sure you saw on the Telegram my little, like, adventure, like, kind of little updates I've been sending to the group chats and shit. Like, where, you know, I barely missed the noon train and had to take the 1 at 3. Like, you know, I could have hypothetically have done a stream then, honestly, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I had a weird, like, right-wing lady come up and, like, talk to me about, like, D'Souza and try to have me accept Jesus in my heart and all this other weird shit. So, I mean, you know, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. And plus, you know, it's just in a public area. It just wasn't really an appropriate situation. So, yeah, but either way, I mean, I could have, like, maybe have done one while I was out in Seattle a little bit, but I just didn't have enough time for it, honestly. But if I didn't get, like, stalled by some random fuck, you know, like, in Portland in the early afternoon, or just barely, you know, in the morning, like, late morning and shit, I would have made that noon train, and, you know, well, actually, I couldn't have streamed from the train, because the service was always, like, boop, 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 boop. Like, it was good for most of it, but a lot of the time it would go down pretty significantly, so that wouldn't have worked either. But if I got the noon train, I could have just hung out in, like, you know, Pike's Place or some shit, maybe done, like, a little 30-minute stream, just saying what's up. And then just turn my phone off and just hang out in Seattle up until the show, just so I can preserve the battery just to get all the footage I did. But, you know, either way. It honestly made me realize that, like, you know, going to Vancouver, like, we can easily do, like, a little weekend type of trip thing, honestly, with something like that. Just taking a train over there and just, like, kind of backpacking and maybe, like, finding some, you know, not expensive hotel, just something cheap. Not like, you know, fucking, you know, some 80-second Motel 8 cheap, but, you know, like, some that's at least okay. You know, I'm sure we can honestly do something like that in Vancouver or something, you know, just for a weekend, just to hang out over there, you know, let alone for, like, some bigger trip. Because I know, like, going over there for, I don't think they have cheap hotels. Well, I mean, I'm not, like, well, I wouldn't assume they have cheap in the sense of, like, you know, $30 a night or whatever the fuck. Not that I think that exists anymore. The train to Vancouver is, like, 7 hours. Is it really that long? So it's about the same amount of distance between, like, Portland,
like, so from Seattle to Vancouver is about the same amount of distance as it is from Seattle to Portland, train ride-wise. Alright, I mean, fair enough. But at least, you know, just considering how, like, easy it is to, like, you know, get to, you know, Vancouver that way, you know, and not have to worry about all that security bullshit, you know, through an airport and flying that way is really slow. Oh, it is? Well, it has to go for all the mountains and shit, you're right. Nah, you are right, yeah, because of all the mountains and everything and all that shit, yeah. I didn't even really think about that. Maybe, so distance-wise it's probably short, but because of all the twists and turns through the mountains and valleys and shit, yeah. Fair enough, yeah. That should make sense. But still, I mean, we need to, like, do some more, like, weekend Seattle trips, honestly, because and also I didn't realize that Amtrak, like, is, like, they have a train station right off the Tacoma Dome. Like, we could literally, like, you know, for whatever reason, if we can't, like, you know, drive out there, we can easily just take a train out there and be at Tacoma within, like, a 2-hour time frame, give or take, 2.5 hour, give or take, something like that. You know, and we literally be right outside of the Tacoma Dome. Oh, dude, fuck yeah, I'm going to see Royal Blood in Seattle too, bro. Dude, we're game on that shit. 100% on game. I want to see in Portland too. We're double dipping that. You and I, like, we're double dipping that shit. Like that, I'm making that on lockdown. Like, I just need to, once I get my card again, I'll buy those tickets. We would have to stay overnight for concerts. Amtrak does have a night train. Well, I didn't stay overnight, you know, like at a hotel or anything. I just was hanging out at the train station. That's what I did. I was hanging out at Keene Station in Seattle, and I actually found somebody else who was in Portland taking the train too, and, you know, so I at least had some friendly company, so, you know, while I was waiting. Him and I were talking for a little bit, and, you know, and then eventually we just kind of huddled for a bit and just kind of did our own thing and took some naps while we were waiting to, you know, for the train, all this shit. While we, like, you know, suffered through the Puget Sound cold winter and all that. I'll probably get a new car on the same day. Well, I mean, a part of it is that I didn't do it immediately. Like, I didn't get my card replaced immediately. I did this, like, honestly, like, I had everything planned out on my way to Seattle to where I was going to stop by the Chase Bank, you know, that happens to be right, you know, in Milwaukee next to the light rail and shit. I had it planned out to where, you know, if I left early enough, I can hit that too and let them know that I need a card and all that shit. So, I mean, frankly, a part of it's my procrastination, but, I mean, so now it's just actually genuinely having to wait for their ass. So, it is shitty, but, you know, I know it's going to at least be sometime either this coming week at some point. I don't know when yet. Well, as soon as I do, it's about just activating it, then I can actually finally put some money in the fucking bank again and all that other shit. And then, you know, put some money into bills and all that other shit, which that's just a whole nother fucking ball of wax that I've actually kind of found out about. My brother called me actually earlier today and laid down some kind of serious shit that I needed to know about, which thankfully, honestly, him and I have been kind of, like, actually on the up and up with each other, been, you know, like, on the same page, actually, in a lot of ways about, like, kind of some different shit right now, so him and I have actually been getting relatively close again, which I actually like. I mean, because, I mean, he's even, like, you know, come out being like, yeah, look, I know sometimes like, we kind of a dick and this and that, but it's just because, like, you know, it mostly from what he's told me, it's just like it comes from knowing what I, you know, had to go through, which is ain't that much different from you, and, you know, like, you know, knowing that, like, you are definitely able to, like, come up from that, you know, and, you know, and being able to be more, like, directly able to help so much. I mean, a lot of the, you know, assholery is more so with his own self not being able to be so directly involved because he's on literally your side of fucking town. Like, if anything, like, I mean, now that him and I have been talking for a while, you know, it's been kind of realizing, you know, at least, you know, on his part about things, you know, that a lot of his, like, I guess, like, assholery, so to speak, was just more about just his own frustrations about shit. Which, I mean, you know, like, especially now he's been more, like, you know, like, open about these things. It's actually, for me, been kind of, like, a little assuring to be like, okay, he's not just, like, a total bougie dick. I mean, he kind of is in a sense, but if there's at least one thing that I can give him credit for is that he did at least work for that shit. He didn't just, like, you know, inherit any of it at all. I mean, I also, you know, say that I think, you know, living, you know, in such a successful, like, middle-class lifestyle is kind of detach himself from a lot of the struggle in a sense, you know, so, yeah, I still think he's a little bougie, but, I mean, I kind of have a little bit of a better perspective about it, I think. Hey, why aren't you telling me this to me either? Pedapalooza opening, opening for Pedapalooza was tonight? Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, dude, send me some dates for the shit, so I can, like, have my weekends more catered to these. Like, I'll just tell my, manager, like, hey, I don't want days off, so to speak, as in, like, vacation time, but just have my weekend set, you know, around these days. I tried to get you to go the last 3 years. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you sure? Are you high? Are you sure, dude? Bro, are you sure? Nah, dude, wait, what? No, I've always wanted to go to these things. What are you talking about? What? I usually don't? It's Friday on the 23rd. Oh, fuck, okay, 23rd? It's Friday, okay. I might be able to work that out. But, hold on, like, okay, maybe the reason why I'm probably usually don't want to is not because I don't want to, it's because that, I mean, my work schedule doesn't really cater around to it. Like, every time there's something set for it, it's always the time that I'm fucking working, so I usually, if anything, it's probably because I get butthurt, I'm like, it was too hot, you didn't go, because you couldn't get the day off. Well, see, 2022, I wanted to actually... Okay, so I feel like 2022 is confirming how I'm feeling, because I think last year I kind of was in the mood, you know, to try to get into these things. 2021, I think, makes sense, because, yeah, that year was pretty fucking hot and miserable, and I wasn't really about that. You know, just because, like, the heat in general wasn't about... It was more the heat more than Pedapalooza. 2022, though, I feel like is confirming more what I'm saying, though. Like, I wanted to go, but I couldn't get days off to actually go to them. So I got more butthurt about that than anything else. You saw Yimmy Door? Well, dude, the reason why I missed it is because I already had the date, you know, when I saw Jimmy Dore at the time. Like, I already bought a ticket for that well in advance. Like, I already had that set aside. If I, you know, was, like, if I literally bought a ticket, like, that day or some shit, I probably would have legitimately debated on going or not. But, you know what? I mean... I'm kind of glad I went in retrospect, but, you know, because it was a good show. I mean, it was before Jimmy Dore went totally off the fucking rails. So, I mean, you know, I just wish that he didn't go off the fucking rails and he's now just a grifty, sad fuck, but, whatever, you know. We all move on to great pastures. Well, at least I'm moving on to great pastures. Jimmy Dore, not so much. He's moved on to some dead fucking, like, oil-ridden pastures. he's kind of gone on to some really shitty ones. Well, I'm at least going to find some better ones. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, all in all, like, I mean, obviously 2020 because COVID, so there was that. But, I feel like, you know, more than often than not, I do want to go to them. I mean, there's usually maybe some variable or another that, like, you know, makes it where I can't. Mostly because of work. Though, this year I definitely wanted to change that. Mostly just because I'm trying to get serious about other shit. Yeah, 2020 was canceled. Yeah, that's why I said because of COVID. Because that's why. Everything was canceled in 2020. Like, COVID canceled the world. It's like, hey, cancel culture? I'm COVID-19. I'll show you what's get canceled. I'll show you how to cancel. The world canceled. It's like, damn, dude. You know, honestly, like, in a weird way, there was some, like, interesting stuff and, like, some kind of, like, sombering things a little bit. Well, not sombering, but kind of, like, humbling stuff a little bit. Because I remember, like, walking around town sometimes, you know, during the day and just being quiet and really, like, uniquely dead as fuck when it comes to just, like, you know, busyness. And, you know, like, there would be, like, the occasional car, the occasional person, but nowhere near to the same amount. And it was just, like, whoa. Like, it was, like, a really extra sense of quiet. And for a while, I honestly was like, this is kind of nice. It's like, it's in the middle of the day, I can actually hear all the animals kind of doing their thing. I don't hear any cars. I barely can hear the traffic way off A7. Like, I barely hear traffic over there, if there probably is any. It's just like, it's quiet. It's like, I only get this at nighttime, but you don't hear all the animals because they're all asleep for the most part, besides some of the nocturnal critters, but it's just like, whoa. It's like, you only really get something like that very early in the morning, but even then, you get the morning people going to work. So it's like, you still get that background noise of all the cars, you know, doing their shit. But, you know, back then, nowhere near as much. It was definitely kind of, at least for a minute there, at least for me, kind of interesting. I was like, wow. It's like, so this is what the world sounds like if humanity just decided to be quiet for once. But, yeah, this year, though, yeah, I mean, if you know, like, the dates, especially the more advanced, the better. But, yeah, let me know about it. Because, yeah, I definitely want to try to go to them. And apparently, you know, Harley borrowed one of my bikes, brought it back, working, and got me a new lock. I saw it, so... Apparently, he was saying, how long am I not going to notice? Well, I noticed, like, pretty much, like, the same day that he brought it back, so... June 23rd. Okay. Is there any other ones? Or is it just that one so far? Because I know there's a bunch of other ones. I know that's Loud and Lit, but I know there's like a few other rides. So, but yeah, I mean, if you know any other rides that are going on, let me know. But yeah. Yeah, like, more farther out the better. Just because it's easier to get time off for that. Though I can at least work that out, because I can text my manager and be like, hey, there's a bike ride on Friday. Can you just set my weekend, you know, for that week on June 23rd, you know, for at least, like, Thursday, Friday, or something like that. Because then Thursday I get paid, I can, kind of pregame some stuff, or at least get some stuff, to pregame with, meet you guys on Thursday, wherever the fuck, with some of my pregame shit. We all kind of pregame a little bit, and then, we all go to ride and have a time. So, yeah, honestly, sounds like a plan right there. Let's do it, let's go. Fight to the bag, yes. Sounds like an interesting, like, surname, like some monopolist back in, like, 1890 would have. Sir William Fatberg. And he literally is just, like, this big, rotund, round boy. Couple rides on the 24th. Wait, so should I set my weekend on the, on Friday and Saturday, or Thursday or Friday? Like, God damn it. Now you're giving me a conundrum, so we can do, like, 2 rides on the same weekend. It's massive. I don't want to know that. And in fact, honestly, now they remind me, like, I've seen a video about this from, like, water waste treatment things. Pedal to the Metal's July 8th. Oh, hell yeah. Alright. Well, alright, I'll definitely. I need to, like, write these down. I don't have any pen. I don't have a way to, like, wait. Oh, okay, there's a pencil on the ground here. Hold on. So, let me write these down somewhere so I can at least, like, remember these. Hold on. Give me a sec. Okay. Loud and Lit. June 23rd. And Pedal to the Metal. July 8th. Okay. Alright, well, now I got a little list right here, so, if you got any other ones, I'll add them to my little baby list I'll have over here. The sextuple F. I'm calling that the sextuple F, Stoney. I'm not going to say that out loud. The FFFFFF. Glam Rock, July 29th. Oh my god, dude. Okay, now you're... Glam Rock? Okay, so now alright, so you're telling me I should probably be in, like, some femboy drag or something. Okay, got it. Rock... July 29th. Okay. You don't have to tell me these all at once. I'm just saying, you know, as time goes along. But you know what? Like I said, the sooner, you know, so you go farther out, the better. So, I mean, you know, I kind of did that to myself. But hey, yeah. Is that pencil gigantic? Well, it is a fresh pencil. I mean, it's not like it's been heavily used. I think it's just because, like, I'm right here while I'm doing it, so it does, like, it's perception. Because, like, I have it, like, right, like, I'm at the edge of the table while I'm doing this, so, yeah, I think it's just perspective. Yeah, I have just a pencil that's, like, yeah, this is about, you know, like, the size of my finger over here, yeah. Yeah, that's how big this pencil is, yeah. Oh, shit. Human Support has a new vid? Wait, what's it? Wait, is this a... Oh, wait, this is a music video. Mama Globe. Candace... Oh, my God, I was talking about her earlier. Oh, my God. Here, let me give this preemptive light, because I know it's going to be good. I mean, it's Mike. I mean, you know, it's good.
Everywhere. And that's what they do to brainwash. And so, for me, if it is not a conspiracy, if it is, you know, real, why are you pushing so hard? Everywhere I go, every store, you buy a globe. There's globes
everywhere.
Every movie,
Globes.
every TV show,
Globe.
media. Why?
Why? I mean, hey, guess what? Globe. This is the globe right there. Globes. Why? Why the globes everywhere? Why are they pushing the globe propaganda, the globaganda, dude? Why? Sir, why do I say? I can't make it, but the dead baby prom is June 30th. Alright, you said 23rd. Alright, I could probably... I'll at least put that as a maybe. Dead baby prom June 30. Okay, here.
Where there's globes. You see them
Mom.
all the time. I mean, it's
Mama.
my children
Globe. Oh, yeah. Dude, this is kind of a bop. I'm liking this. Dude, this is a bop. This slaps.
I don't know 100%, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't know 100%, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
sense. Dude, this actually unironically is a bop. Wait, were her eyes actually globes? Did I see that? Damn, dude. Dude, is Mike Figueredo like low-key a music producer or something? Like, I'm pretty sure I think he makes these. I'm pretty sure Mike Figueredo actually makes these. Is he like a part-time music producer or something? Like, does he make music? Cause low-key though, like, I mean, my boy needs to like make an album. And actually, like, cause I know I think he makes his outro music. Like, the outro music he has at the end of his videos, I think he makes them. Like, so, I'm pretty sure he actually has, like, music talent and fucking, you know, makes his little outros and that, too, and shit. Like, I don't think anyone else makes it. Yeah. No, yeah, he did it. Yeah, he was the one who made it. He turned it into a parody song. Well, it says we turned it into a parody song, so I'm guessing, like, him and maybe, like, a friend or, you know, or a buddy of his or a couple friends, you know, collectively helped make it and produce it. Well, if that's the case, then, like, him and his little buddies need to get together and make, like, you know, some bops and, like, some more bangers and actually make, like, a little album or something. Or a couple. I mean, seriously. Because, like, unironically, Mike's music kind of bops. It actually does. They're pushing the globaganda. There's globes everywhere. Globe. I fucking love it, dude. Globes, man. Why? Why they just push that? Why? Oh my good lord, dude. I'll never understand that shit. Like, how in the fuck is there somebody who's, like, in politics who's, like, unironically actually a legitimate flat earther? Isn't Marjorie Taylor Greene like that, too, a little bit? Isn't she secretly a flat earther as well? I think she might be. Yeah, I think so. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think. Oh, shit. Somebody else uploaded a old song from the concert I went to as well. But they got a betrayer. Oh shit, yeah, here. I want to see their angle of this. No shit. Oh, you know what? They were near like the 21 and over area, so they were hanging out. Can we see if I'm over here? I'm way the fuck over here. Like, I'm somewhere in this mesh of like hands that are like sticking up. I'm in that mesh of hands. Oh, I remember this. There was a lot of crowd surfing going on this one. I'm gonna give this guy a like. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, look, there's all sorts of people starting to surf. Fucking love it. Dude, Seattle goes hard, man. Oh shit, dude, that guy got launched. Hold up. Dude, that guy literally got launched. We're gonna zoom in over here. Dude, this guy gets launched. Boom. Dude, who the fuck is like a beef strongman that's like, ugh, it just literally chucked a human, dude. Like, they chucked him like it was a tsunami, dude. He literally got flung like 5 feet. Man, it makes me wish that they came to Portland. Like, they skipped Portland. They went to San Francisco, and then they skipped to Seattle, and then they went to Vancouver, BC, and then they went to, I think, Utah after that. Well, actually, hold on. It's on my shirt. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, they went to Phoenix, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Vancouver, BC, then Utah, Denver, Minneapolis, Chicago, Toronto, Montreal, New York. And, yeah, so... yeah, that's their last shows in New York. So. Ugh. But damn. Man. I feel like we could have competed and fucked shit up just as much as Seattle did. Man, like, I know there's definitely some competition between Portland and Seattle when it comes to this shit. Every now and then, people from Seattle come to Portland, and every now and then, some people from Portland like me go to Seattle, and I know there's a little back and forth between, like, who goes hard. I still feel like Portland goes harder, but Seattle really, like, came the fuck out with, like, how much they were just going hard that entire show. And goddamn, I'm proud of you, Seattle. Makes me proud. I'll give you this one. I'll give you that night. But all in all, we go harder. Man, that was just such a fucking, like, just brutal show. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's, like, you know, one of the best, just, like, all in all, but when it comes to, like, brutality, it was just up there. Just up there when it comes to just, like, hardcore, just, like, brutal, just... well, sometimes you just need that shit. You just need some good, brutal shit. But, yeah, oh my god. Oh man, Stefano posted all the fucking rides. All the dates in the rides. Okay, alright. There's also a goth one. That's cool. Nice. Well, alright. Definitely gotta check these out. I'll keep a note. Not all the ones that looked interesting. Alright. Naked bike ride. I mean, you know, I don't know. I haven't gotten the gumption or the courage to do that one quite yet. I mean, it is near my birthday, so I mean, a part of me is kind of tempted. Like that one, I mean, I've never gotten the total courage, you know, to do that one outright. Have you done that one? I mean, cause like, I guess if you've done it, then I'm like, alright, then you know what, if Stefano's done it, then I guess I gotta fucking do it at that point. You know what, you know, I'm not doing that one. Alright, I was just saying, cause I mean, if you've done it before, then I'm like, alright, I need to get over my internalized, like, weird anti-sex shit, you know, that Americans are known for. Because honestly, that is kind of true if you think about it. Like, Americans are uniquely weird about, like, nakedness and shit like that. Like, we honestly, as Americans, like we are uniquely kind of weird about that shit. Like, in Europe and a lot of other places around the world, they are nowhere near as, like, weirded out by someone just being naked. But, like, in America, for some reason, there's just such a, like, well, actually, I mean, there is reasons for it, you know, but there's such a strong, like, visceral, like, just because someone happens to be in the birthday suit and shit like that. And it's just like, I mean, realistically, I mean, unless you are purposely inferring something, you know, sexual, you know, into something like that, there really isn't anything sexual about someone just being naked. They're just a naked human being. I mean, it's just like, there isn't anything, like, inherently bad about that outside of the fact that, yeah, bits are showing. I mean, it's like, because it's just how a human body is. Like, you can't control that, you know? I mean, it's like, I mean, so honestly, I mean, Americans really do kind of have a weird, unique, like, you know, just thing about this. I mean, honestly. I mean, I still think there's a line, you know, to an extent. I mean, but, you know, it's, America's, in general, is just definitely a lot more prude about shit like that. I mean, even for me being kind of like sex libertarian like and shit, I mean, it's still something that I struggle with, and it's just like, man, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. Oh, there it is. I mean, honestly, it's kind of the same thing when it comes to just, like, any of this other shit that, like, moral prudes, you know, is, at least on extreme levels, you know, tend to go to when it comes to things like this. Like, because, I mean, especially since Pride, you know, Pride Month's around right now. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things that are considered, like, you know, super kinky or very, like, you know, sexual, like, when it comes to things like, you know, a collar or, you know, even something like a, you know, harness or some shit like that. And honestly, I mean, if you really think about it, that stuff isn't sexual. Like, just because someone has, like, maybe some, like, you know, leather stockings and, like, you know, a collar on, there's nothing inherently sexual about that. They're just articles of clothing. I mean, you know, just as much as, you know, anything else. I mean, the only thing that inherently makes sex sexual is if you imply it. Or, you know, you're using it for some sort of a, you know, use in that way. You know, but beyond that, they're just pieces of clothing, you know, just like anything else is. You know, and, like, I mean, just merely wearing it or something like that, you know, doesn't inherently mean there's, like, some sort of a sexual intent, you know, with you wearing it. Because there really isn't. Because if that's the case, then, you know, when it comes to heterosexual couples and, you know, when, like, you got, like, a husband and a wife, you know, and the wife wants to look nice and wear, you know, some, like, leather stockings or some shit, you know, like, underneath her high heels or something like that for her husband, like, is that inherently a sexual thing? No. But, you know, especially considering it's very, you know, heteronormative. But if, like, you know, a gay couple or, like, lesbians were to do that, or, you know, maybe someone who's trans might suddenly do that, then suddenly, like, it becomes, like, a major sexual thing out of nowhere. But, you know, when it comes to heterosexuality, it's fine. Like, we can basically take for granted. You know, I mean, really, like, a lot of this whole weird anti-kink thing, you know, like, you know, really comes from, like, a sense of, like, you know, really just frankly, like, an alternative sense of sexuality when it comes to, like, like kink or when it comes to being queer and shit like that. Just because on the virtue that it is outside of that heteronormative, like, zeitgeist that is, frankly, pretty prude. I mean, which is why there's, like, such, like, a major backlash against, anything that happens to be gay in media or in entertainment or in capitalism at this point, because it, for what it is, being rainbow capitalism and shit, it does challenge, indirectly, I mean, by proxy, the heteronormativity that, society's had for a very long fucking time. And we're basically just back at the 90s era satanic panic shit at this point again, along with a very strong garnish of the 80s gay panic, / AIDS panic, too. So it's like we got all, this little mishmash of shit going on, just like basically coming back, reaping its ugly ass fucking head again, because, God forbid, some trannies or some drag queens, normalized. Which, frankly, I mean, good. I want that shit to be normalized in society. Because it just means that we're more honest as a society about ourselves. I mean, honestly, that's just what it means. I mean, if you think about it, society's never truly been heteronormative. I mean, actually, I do agree with you, frankly. I mean, society has fundamentally been strictly heteronormative. There's always been, like, outliers, outcasts, like the punks, the degenerates, the freaks, or just, like, different minorities or the marginalized. There's always been, like, a challenge, especially at least in modern society, that has been, like, against the grain about this. I mean, heteronormativity it doesn't come without the challenges or people who are still against it, or at least not a part of that, for sure. I mean, and also, yeah, I mean, you look at ancient Greece and, and shit like that, I mean, then, yeah, definitely, absolutely. When I'm talking about with that, I'm talking more about, like, in a modern sense, like, pretty much, like, from, like, anything from the 1900s onward, essentially, or I guess, like, at the earliest, like, post-Civil War, I guess, at the earliest. That's kind of the time frame I'm talking about, but, but beyond that, then, well, yeah, I mean, you start, adding a lot of different other variables in play, especially when it comes to more global society. But I mean, I'm mainly just talking about American society more, frankly, at least on this case. Not so much about just, like, human society. Because human society, yeah, it's not inherently heteronormative at all. I'd say it is more predominant, so to speak, but it's definitely nowhere near as, like, dominant as, it, like it might kind of be, at least historically in America has. Because in America, I mean, like, fuck, you got, like, people like the Puritans and shit, right? I mean, so, like, America's been very fucking puritanical and very heteronormative and very religious for a long fucking time. So, I mean, it's ingrained in America's history, sadly. Which it wasn't, but it is. In fact, the reason a lot of the Puritans left was because of a lot of the progressive degeneracy that was being a part of the Enlightenment period that was going on in Europe at the time. That's actually a lot of reason why the Puritans left to America, was to get away from the degeneracy. So, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, this whole, like, woke, anti-woke bullshit, what's degenerate, what's pure, this has literally been a battle between, like, humans and, like, culture and shit for fucking ever, at least, for a long time. Yeah, I know, I see a few links on. And what's up, FM? FM radio. Every time I see FM, I always think of, like, a radio station. I think I mentioned it before, but, I mean, just gotta put it out there again. I always do. You want to talk about going hard? What we got going on here? Seminatosh Country. Whoa. Whoa, dude. Alright, I would be a fat fuck and eat that entire thing on its own, honestly. I unironically would probably do that, frankly. That, bruh, that looked too good. Dude, if I see that in my store, I will buy that, and I will probably add that in, like, ice cream, a toast, like, oh my god. That actually looks fire. Veterans of the 80s. Does kink belong at Pride? We asked LGBT elders. They asked if they were cops. Wait, what? Does kink belong at Pride? We asked LGBT elders, and they asked if we were cops. Oh my god! Based! I made that with PB and strawberry jam with banana on toast. Oh my god, you did. Oh, dude. Tried that stuff today. Bitch slaps Nutella. Oh my god, it does. Oh, dude. Alright. Alright. I'm getting it. Alright. It got the rose seal of approval. And you know what? Like, honestly, I love that. I love this. I love that headline, dude. That is based. That is great. And they asked if the journalists were cops. Damn. I mean, honestly, it's just like, and frankly, I mean, like, when it comes to, like, Pride events, that depends on the Pride event. When it comes to Pride as an idea, yes. I mean, as an idea. Like, you know, as a part of the whole idea of what Pride is about fundamentally, yeah. I mean, look at Stonewall. I mean, a lot of the people at Stonewall were technically, you know, partaking in various different kink activities, but at the same time, were just being themselves. You know, you had trans people, cross-dressers, and drag queens, and queer folk, you know, alike, you know, who were being busted and arrested, and, you know, they literally just said, fuck this shit, and, you know, stood up against the cops and fought back. I think what really kicked it off was they don't know exactly who started. In fact, a few people have actually claimed they were the ones who did it, but there's been, you know, like, activists and counter-protesters alike who, where a Molotov was thrown at the cops and shit, and that's what really kicked off the riot. And, and frankly, whoever started it first, I mean, who gives a shit, frankly? I mean, what ended up being the result of what, you know, Stonewall came to be, and showing, like, yeah, like, it doesn't really matter that we're just queer people or trans people or, you know, being drag queens here. It's like, yeah, some of us, you know, are a little kinky, and yeah, we're here for this. Fuck off, this is our space. Like, we are here because, you know, we want to actually be accepted somewhere. I mean, that was the whole point. I mean, so at least as an idea, philosophically, absolutely, it does. I mean, but when it comes to, like, Pride events, you know, when it comes to, like, organizing a Pride event, I mean, that depends. I mean, I will argue that. Like, not every Pride event has to be, like, you know, Folsom Pride where, like, you got kinksters running everywhere. I mean, you know, I'll argue that, yeah, you don't need to have that everywhere. I mean, there's plenty, you know, of places and events, you know, for that, and there's absolutely a plethora and plenty that are all family, age-friendly and shit like that. And frankly, I do think that should be at least more predominant, just because, I mean, a part of normalization of, you know, queer acceptance is to at least, you know, make that more of the, you know, of the surface, obviously. I mean, you don't want, like, the most raunchiest, you know, queer folk, or, like, the kinkiest of people, you know, being on the surface level of things, because it creates a lot of this whole weird fucking back and forth. Even if it's not, it already does, just because it happens to exist out there. Like, there's that infamous picture of, like, you know, like, two, you know, pups, you know, in their gear and shit, and there happens to be a girl that, you know, looks at them, and there's, like, that infamous picture, like, that gets spread everywhere. Like, I'm sure this Pride is gonna happen again, you know, where that picture's gonna be spread around again, you know, where it's, like, the same old fucking story. It's like, do you want this, you know, during this month, you know, impacting your kids, blah, 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 blah. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that's not even, like, a totally accurate fucking picture. It's been taken out of context, like, ever since it existed. Like, from what I understand. And also, it's not even, like, that horrible of a fucking picture. I mean, if you've seen those, like, you know, hoods in person, they really aren't that fucking disturbing to look at. I mean, sure, they're a little odd, but whatever. I mean, they're, like, I've seen plenty of people just wear them casually and not wear them for anything else besides just the fact that they like wearing them. So, I mean, it's not inherently a fucking sexual thing either with that, by the way. I mean, frankly, the only time things, you know, tend to get sexualized is if that you make it sexualized. That's where it happens. Plenty of people can, you know, partake and wear different things and do so platonically. In fact, I definitely know a lot of people that would wear or have things that would be considered kink gear and stuff like that, but just enjoy it platonically and don't, you know, use it in any sexual manner. They just enjoy wearing it and just enjoy expressing themselves like that. And how's that, you know, suddenly like some sexual degeneracy? It isn't. It's just that they just enjoy expressing themselves and wearing those things, and that's just what they do. I mean, they don't really go beyond that. It's like, you know, if you got like a gay guy that happens to be a little feminine and wears a dress or something like that instead, it's the same thing. You know, they identify being a little bit more feminine, even though they're identified as male, but will wear a dress. I mean, it's just like, same thing there. I mean, it's the same shit. I mean, it's just like, sure, you can maybe, you know, sexualize that, but then at that point, you're inferring that shit. Nobody else. So, frankly, it says a lot more about the people that cry about this fucking bullshit being sexual and everything, more so than the people who enjoy it. Because, yeah, I like, things that are like, leather and fucking, collars, leashes, the puppets, too. Personally, I do enjoy this type of shit, frankly, yeah. But, like, it's just, like, inherently, some sort of, like, degeneracy that's gonna fucking, like, just be grooming into your kids or some shit. Fuck no. And also, at the same time, it's not, like, inherently a sexual thing for me either. So, it's just like, how in the fuck is it, suddenly just on its very nature, just inherently, like, this degeneracy that's going to, like, plague your children and, like, get them sexualized? It's like, it's not. It's insane. It's devolved from any fucking reality. It's just ridiculous. It's like, my God, man. Man, this month, like, I plan on being a little bit more loud than ever about this shit, I mean, frankly, because, like, man, I plan on I want to see if I can try to manipulate the algorithm to try to get conservatives here. Like, I want conservatives to come on my fucking stream. I want these, like, weird wokes, anti-wokesters and these fucking, like, you damn, I want these motherfuckers on here, dude. I want to fucking, like, play around with them like a cat playing with a, fucking mouse before it fucking eats it. Oh, dude, you know how we could do this? Oh, dude, one of these days, we should just find a live stream of a conservative YouTuber or some shit and be like, I'm live streaming you, I'm a lefty. Raid me. Fucking let's do it. Like, yo. Alright, that's how we do it. We should do it. Because I want to... Should we see if there's any on right now? Like, how are we gonna do this, though? Like, how do we find, like, one of these conservative, like, YouTubers? Because none of the big ones are doing it, and they sure as shit want to fucking, pop it. So how do we do it? Like, how do we find them? Yeah, okay, now this is the issue. And also, a lot of them aren't really going to be, like... A lot of them are probably going to be on, like, things like... Fuck, alright, I just realized, how are we going to... Do we have to just, like, look up buzzwords and just, like... See, if, like, some random obscure channels pop... Oh, wait, what's that, like, nuclear guy's name? That dude that went after TJ at one point, and didn't we even reacted to him once? For no reason, I don't know why we did, but we did. Oh my God. Does he do streams? Because if he does, holy fuck, we can maybe use him. We'll just have to eyeball him a little. Well, what was his name? It was nuclear or something nuclear. I know it had nuclear in his name. Oh, you know what? I mean... Holy shit. You know what? Maybe we'll use him. We'll use him into his audience. Well, maybe we'll see if we can get his ass in here. Because, I mean, like... dude. Oh, dude. I'm game, honestly. I want to fuck with these bitches, dude. Dude, I've been, like, kind of itching for, like, to bruise one of them, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Like, I mean, I'm kind of in the mood. It's, like, hey, it's Pride Month, let's fucking go. Y'all want to, like, get woke and put, go after, those Targets and the Bud Lights and all this shit? Then let's do it. Let's do this shit. Not that I give a fuck about that shit, but, I mean, hey, if it's game, it's game. That part makes it a health food by default. So my birthday's tomorrow, and if anyone wants to give me a present, stop time. I don't want to cross the bridge, guys. The bridge is coming up fast and the brakes are out. If I had a way, to stop time, I would do that. I suppose what you could do is, maybe see if you can, like, petition the people that work on the Hadron Collider to, like, make a capsule or something that you can fit in. And just, like, go at the speed of light to the point where, like, you essentially are, like, it's basically frozen in time. I mean, so... I think, that would essentially would basically have to be the case or something. I mean, I don't know. It's like that would literally be the only thing I could think of. Or maybe just, like, just travel at the speed of light out of Earth and just, like, travel as far away from it as possible. But then, like... Earth would be in the future. Actually, that would even be better, because then the Earth would be in the future. So then when you come back, you would actually be thousands of years in the future. So you would still actually retain your age for the most part, but you would come back to Earth being fucking, like, thousands of years ahead, you know, than how you remember it. So you have like all this fucking history that you have to like, you know, learn about that, you know, you're like, whoa, I missed out on. But in fact, there's a lot of it you would have missed out on anyway because you would have been dead. So, I mean, you get to now have some history that, you know, that actually be kind of legit, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. And actually, I know that can be a possibility because they have studied, like, there are twins who are both astronauts. There are twin brothers who are astronauts. One of them went up to space, and I think the other one didn't. And the one who went up to space actually has aged slower, so to speak, in comparison to the one who hasn't. So theoretically, like, you age slower, you know, the farther away from Earth in comparison to, like, if you're closer from Earth. Especially, you know, when it comes to, like, how fast you're traveling away from Earth as well. I mean, it's like, because at that point, technically, you'd be traveling into the future. While, like, it's kind of a mind fuck, dude. It's like, whoa. I mean, it's kind of some bro science thrown out there, but there is legitimate science to back up what I'm talking about, though. I am saying it in a very bro science way, but it is backed legitimately. It has rum in it. Ooh, nice. A pineapple upside down rum cake. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Give me that rum cake. Looks delicious. Oh, hold on. Let's just... We gotta really actually truly embrace that. It looks pretty fucking fire right there. I'm not even gonna lie. That was pretty good. It's like, whoa to the nth degree. I know, dude. Time is just really a pickle. Because, like, on one hand, I mean, to a certain degree, it is consistent. But depending on how fast you're traveling within that time consistency, like... that actually will make it vary in, like, how you perceive it. It's just, like, it really is a little fucked. I mean, in a weird way, time, as we perceive it, isn't actually what time is. Like, it's almost like it's essentially just this, like, I don't even know how to explain it. That's the thing. I mean, it's a constant... but it's like one that is malleable. It's almost like oobleck, I guess, if that makes sense. It's like a solid but liquidy. Like, I mean, it's malleable, but it's solid and consistent at the same time. Just depending on, like, what's, you know, just depending on what's going on with the oobleck at the time. It's just like, it's weird. Time is just weird like that. And actually, I feel like that's a good little analogy. Like, time is like oobleck. Depending on, you know, what you're doing with that time, I mean, it'll be more consistent or more liquidy or more solid, and, you know, depending on what you're doing with it. I mean, actually, it does kind of make sense a little bit. Because oobleck is like one of those things where your brain is like, what the fuck is this? It's solid, but it's also liquidy, but it's not liquidy. But it is liquidy. It's just like, what the fuck is this? I mean, time is like, yeah, you know, so actually, yeah, oobleck, and yeah, it's a good analogy for time, actually, you know. A weird one, but it works. At least I think it does. If it doesn't, fucking like, you know what? I'll make it work, and I did. So, if you don't like it, it's just because you don't like it, and you don't like my bro science way of explaining it. At least I know what oobleck is. You probably don't even know what oobleck is. I literally made that shit in 7th grade. My 7th grade science teacher taught us about that and made that shit. We had our own personal bag of oobleck. This is legit. Oobleck is literally non-Newtonian fluid. Yeah. That's what makes it, like, kind of wacky. I mean, I will admit, a lot of my science terminology is rusty, so I couldn't necessarily explain to you what a Newtonian / non-Newtonian fluid would be, but I know that much. Like, oobleck is a non-Newtonian fluid. I don't know what else is. I know, like, things like water and other shit are Newtonian fluids, you know, but yeah, oobleck ain't one of them. This is a Newtonian fluid. Oh, here. Just want to look at a little thing, you know. What I do with it. Or they even... Oh, wait, it's on that little playlist I had. Where did that go? Where did that playlist? It's like a... Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Oh, it's not the one I was specifically looking at. God damn it. I didn't add that one? Boo! Now I have to search for... Oh, okay, good. That was not hard to find. Oh. Don't give me that. Just give me straight to the source. Straight to the juice. Alright, here we go. Ugh. Alright. Oh my god. Zukov knows. He knows that Clandis is about to show up on screen. And yes, we're looking at Clandis Owens. So, yeah, that's what's about to happen. Shut up!
Riley Reid is a former porn star, a very famous one at that. If I'm not up on my porn star lore, I remember she did...
Oh my god, you know what? That's why I remember that name. I know of her just because of that, and also, isn't she a Twitch streamer now? Like, I really kind of know her for that, but yeah, I mean, she also is that too. Honestly, like, I don't really delve into, like, you know, famous actresses like that. I just kind of like the more amateur professional stuff, so, I mean, I know, like, weird-ass obscure names, and literally no one fucking knows. The only reason why is because, well, they're furries, so.
Stuff in the past. I don't know what this exact thing is about. You know,
weird niche kinks. Gotta love it.
My voices, Vosh. Okay, let's listen.
A person that follows and or envies people like Amber Rose, Iggy Azalea, Emma Ratajkowski.
I see how it is, Vosh.
What they're pitching is that there is empowerment in selling your body. Like, for the first time, you get to decide how your body is being displayed on the internet. You get to...
All right, I see where this is going. She's gonna literally berate about sex work. And you know what? Like, yeah, there is, like, a sense of liberation with that. That sex work is work. And if you can be your own boss, you know, when it comes to sex work, so to speak, and be able to, like, set, like, the terms when it comes to, like, you know, that type of work, then, yeah, that is very liberating. So, what's the problem with that? I mean, you know, when it comes to that inherently, there's nothing really wrong with this type of shit. I mean, I think, you know, there is merit and argument to be had when it comes to certain, like, apps like OnlyFans or, like, dating apps like Tinder and stuff like that. I do think there's merit of criticism for shit like this, absolutely. But when it comes to an inherent idea about, like, sex work and, you know, the idea around it, this should not be, you know, lumped in with this type of shit, frankly, in my opinion. Because it's really a different thing. Like, it's, you know, the idea that, like, you know, someone to actually, like, you know, sees, really, frankly, their own labor via sex work, you know, and saying, I want to make the terms on my own accord, and I'm going to, you know, like, be my own boss in this way. Or, you know, when it comes to, in California, I forgot if it was in Los Angeles or in San Francisco, but there's a strip club that literally unionized, and they're the first strip club in the country to have a union. And the union's called Strippers United. And, you know, so if not, like, on their own accord when doing, you know, like, work on, like, Pornhub or some shit like that, you know, they will, and there's some of them that are starting, at least in places like California, for example, they're starting to kind of, like, realize that, hey, you know, if we can't necessarily do that on our own terms, you know, the people that, you know, we have as a boss, they need to at least learn, you know, that, you know, we are going to set the fucking terms because they're the ones who are making you the fucking money, just like any other worker. That's why sex work is work, because those sex workers are making money for either themselves or a boss or a pimp, you know, and they're the ones who are, you know, making the most amount of money out of their fucking work, just as much as someone like me or a coal miner or a lumberjack or a mill worker or anybody else who's being exploited by their fucking boss. It's just a different line of work. It's a different industry. That's the main difference. More kinky, raunchal, like, you know, sexual industry, but nonetheless, it still is. It's still work. It's still a job.
What you're willing to give for what price. This is their argument and the conversation.
I mean, frankly, this whole, like, you know, thing about sex work, I mean, it's more inherently like a labor argument, more so than, like, you know, sexual liberation, at least in my opinion. I mean, yeah, because they go hand in hand, at least when it comes to this.
regarding OnlyFans that actually.
Can I be honest for a sec? I actually really don't like the empowerment angle when it comes to sex work. It's not empowering.
Vosh, you better start explaining yourself, because this is a hot take you're about to throw out here. At least in my opinion. I don't know. You better get some nuance in this.
It's a job. If you find empowerment in the work you're doing, then okay. But I think that we have this like.
Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. So his contention isn't really about the whole idea about like I'm doing this myself. It's like the whole idea. It's like I'm being empowered because it's a job. Like, okay, I get that. All right, I kind of see where me and Vosh is kind of getting with this, but like, I get that. But I mean, would you rather feel more empowered with the work that you do, more so than feeling like you don't feel like you have power in that job? I mean, like, I still don't like the take. That just seems like a little bit of a spicy one, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Maybe he'll explain himself a little more here. I'll turn it up a little bit just so I can really tune into it. But I don't know. I don't agree with that. Vosh, why did you like start off on a bad start with this?
I don't know. Maybe this liberal tendency, I think, to emphasize the girl boss empowerment angle. When, let's be clear, most of the women who do sex work do so because they're low on money. Like.
Okay, now I'm starting to get where he's getting with this a little bit. Okay, I guess like the whole girl boss, okay, so what? Alright, frankly, so what? Honestly, so what? I mean, really. Seriously, so what? Like, I mean, he also said, like, because a lot of them do it because they're low on money. Well, why do you think they do that? Because they're exploited by their labor, and they can't make enough money doing their regular job. So they want to, at least use some aspect of their labor and at least, be their own boss on that front, at least when it comes to sex work in this case, and make a little extra money and at least, make it sustainable. So, I mean, that's kind of the whole point of the empowerment thing. It's not really, at least in my opinion, it's not because girl boss ooh-woo. It's because empowerment of their labor and empowerment of their work that they do. Because if they, if they can make the current job more of a part-time thing because they make a little bit more money doing the sex work, but still kind of have to balance it out by doing the two jobs, so to speak, but at least, have more empowerment and more of an autonomy over doing the sex work, that is empowerment and that is good. And they're seizing their own labor and, being able to achieve, and maximize their own quality of life with that. And frankly, why is that a bad thing? I mean, like, the current system that put them in that situation is a bad thing, but being able to, like, frankly, this isn't just women that do this. I mean, I will agree it's more predominantly, with women that do this, but it's not just women that do this. Men do this too. I mean, so it's just like, I mean, if there's women and men, or, trans people or MBs, etc., that are able to use OnlyFans, Pornhub, whatever the fuck, to be able to, like, actualize at least some aspect of their labor by doing some sex work and shit, and make a little extra income to sustain themselves with, that is empowering them. Like, because, gives them a little bit more sense of security financially. And that helps, uplift them and makes them more stable in their life. Like, I mean, why is that inherently a bad thing? I mean, geez, like, lead me to disagree with Clandis all right off the bat, because I already know she's going to be a shitbag with this, but also Vosh right off the bat. I mean, Vosh, my dude, my guy. I thought I was gonna be like maybe agreeing with you with this commentary, but I'm more disagreeing with you before we even get to Clandis here, my dude. Like, I mean, maybe it's just like, I guess just a different perspective about it, but I mean, because he is kind of referring more to the like girl boss woo shit, but I mean, that's not where I'm coming from with this. So maybe it's just, the perspective about it, but I don't agree with it. I mean, I see where it comes from, and I do think there is some merit to that, but at least, I mean, the core root as to why they're doing that, though, is not because of that.
There are, okay, we should examine critically the, oh my god, thank you for the $100, Terminage 2, I really appreciate that. My goodness. Hi to you as well. Or hi, because you have multiple eyes. The fact that a lot of girls will get on OF the moment they turn 18 to help pay for college bills, this is not, like, the narrative here is not empowerment. The narrative here is economic deprivation. Now, of course...
Okay, that I agree with. Alright, that part I agree with. I mean, like, but I guess, like, I mean, I suppose, like, maybe, like, I'm a little bit, you should have gotten that super chat for having the better take. I mean, I kind of agree a little bit, honestly. I mean, the thing is, like, I actually do agree with what he said there, but I just kind of feel like his perspective about it is a little off. I mean, yes, it is because of exploitation, because, like, of this, you know, financial disparity, because, like, frankly, they can't afford college, so they use OnlyFans as a way to help pay for it. I mean, yeah, that is the disparagement and exploitation. But, you know, at the same time, they would be even more exploited if they were just working like McDonald's and Walmart at the same time and some shit like that, right? Like, so in my opinion, it's like, what's better? Like, they at least, you know, have authority over the labor that they do by doing OnlyFans and maybe doing part-time at like a Subway or some shit, or like, you know, or some other shit, you know. It's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, you know, one's at least, you know, in totality a little bit more empowering than the other. I mean, in either way, it's still exploitative because of our, you know, of our economic system. That's the exploitation at hand. So, I mean, I guess I kind of see where Vosh is coming from on that hand. I just think he really had a poor phrasing and not exactly I guess, really frankly, the proper perspective about it, in my opinion. I think it needs to just look at it through more of a labor perspective on that. I mean, I don't think that he isn't, you know, because, you know, he obviously is a little bit, but I feel like he isn't really considering that as much as, like, you know, I am in this way. You know, because, I mean, I'm looking at it more so as, like, you know, labor as a piece of, you know, as when it comes to a worker, you know, because, like I said, you know, initially, sex work is work. So, you know, it's like, it's just a different type of industry, you know, in comparison to, like, other industries of jobs. So, I mean, at least, you know, that's, you know, where my perspective will come from this. So, I know, frankly, I don't even know if Vosh would totally disagree with that either. I mean, you know, like, I feel like him and I wouldn't necessarily disagree with, you know, that. So, oh, I want to try some Priest of the Naughty. Oh, Naughty Priest is so... Well, I mean, even if it did work, I mean, I don't have super chats. So, like, I have to... I think there's, like, certain criteria for that I need to have. And I think 1,000 subscribers is one of them. Like, I mean, I don't think I'm going to get super chats anytime soon. I mean, I should honestly just seriously, like, start getting my fucking Cash App, you know, like, put down below or something like that in the description. Because that, like, I mean, honestly, I have a way for people that could technically tip me if they want. Because it'd be for that. But I just haven't done it yet. Damn it, I didn't really want to do this, but... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Mr. Beast. Oh, shit, Mr. Beast. Yo, you know what? Honestly, Mr. Beast ain't that bad. Like, he's actually, like, overtly pro-trans and, like, has been very defensive about his trans friend. Like, and, you know, he is kind of a bougie dude. I don't really like his content that much. I do think he's a little annoying. But, you know, as a person, like, if him and I, like, if I were to meet him one-on-one outside of his, like, YouTube personality, I'm sure him and I would actually kind of click and hang out pretty well. Like, I mean, you know, I just don't like his content. It doesn't fit me. It's kind of annoying and a little, But, whatever. I mean, he's actually legitimately kind of more progressive than I kind of realize, you know, for what he is. You know, so... Whatever. I mean, I still kind of think he's a little grifty, kind of. I mean, because he's done some scams a little bit here and there. I mean, legit. But at the same time, he hasn't. Like, you know, he has done some legitimate work as well. So it's just like, he's a little bit of a mixed bag, in my opinion. But more good than not, I would say. But anything, dang it, yeah. I don't think so. I feel like that was even harder than getting Mr. Beast. Scam situation. Yeah. Well, he did like these, he tried to like do this whole like burger thing. Like he set up his own like little burger brand or like, you know, or some shit. But it was literally just like a scam. Like it was basically like, I mean, this was like during COVID, like when even some other big corporations, like, you know, from IHOP to Denny's, etc., would set up these like, you know, like mom and pop shop type of restaurants and shit that really basically didn't exist, but would basically be from the, you know, have slightly different names, but essentially be the same type of things that you can get at like a Denny's or IHOP, etc. And Mr. Beast basically partook of some shit like that, and around that time. And on top of that, I think he's like one of the other dudes, you know, on top of like these other fucking content creators that have these like energy drinks too. Like, I think he's one of those type of guys as well. Like, where he has, like, an energy drink brand. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure he does. Which, what is with all these, like, huge-ass YouTubers getting fucking energy drink brands? It's like their own energy drink. Like, where in the fuck is that becoming a thing? I have seen some of that type of shit at my store before. Like, I mean, I never drink them because, personally, I'm not a fan of that shit. If I want an energy drink, I just, frankly, at this point, either go for a Rockstar or a Bang. But, like, honestly, like, I don't even go for those. I just go for a coffee. Because coffee, honestly, is better. And, frankly, helps deal with the shits in the morning. Energy drinks don't do that. Coffees do. That's why I like coffee. It helps with that as well. So I like my Black Rock. When's Ignore Jolt going to be coming out? Ignore Jolt. Yeah, I'm just going to call it the Husky Energy. Dude, the Husky Energy. The Husky Energy drink. Ignore's official energy brand.
I do think that sex
Anyways,
work
get back
is
to the
illegal,
clip here.
and I do think that, you know, there are many jobs one could take, and there are plenty that are probably worse than being an OF model or whatever. I just don't like empowerment being framed as the central angle. That's all.
You should be proud of this. And what I always implore people, a lot of the young women that are perhaps
Empowerment being central angle. I guess I 50-50 agree with Vajra on that. I mean, the empowerment should be for the labor aspect. It shouldn't be because, like, ooh, you know, girl boss, whatever the fuck. It shouldn't be that shit, like what he was referring to from earlier. You know, to bring it full circle from what we were initially hearing about. Like, it should, like, the empowerment should come from the labor angle of that. Like, not necessarily for, like, you know, ooh, girl boss, I'm, you know, like, got my boobies on OnlyFans for, like, $10, or whatever the fuck, like, it's not that. I mean, at least, you know, for me.
influenced by these people, to take a look at is their personal lives. Examine the personal lives of Amber Rose, Iggy Azalea, and Rajkowski, and do not
Sorry to hear that, palm front soda.
wrongly conflate happiness with money. Because that's what they're doing. It's, yes, you can make money off of your...
Try it on a bagel instead. My bakery at my store makes blueberry bagels, so I'm going to get one of those and do that. If we have that at my store as well.
And you can dictate how you make that money off of your own body if you go onto OnlyFans. But of course, there is going to be a knock-on effect in your personal life.
Why is Candace Owens, this fascist with no soul, not saying anything right now? Why is she rambling like this? What is this jibber jabber? What do you mean? We all make money off of our bodies. Even I do, of course. I appear here physically and I talk, and that's a part of my body. Like, you use your body to work, right? There is a group of people who makes money without the use of their body, and we call them the bourgeoisie. But for workers, yeah, that's what it is.
Or like a banker, or a CEO, or an executive, or an administrator, or a politician. you know, like shit like that. There's definitely plenty that they're called, and, you know, plenty of titles, you know, that those type of people hold. And, yeah, they're the most fat, cushy fucks that never have to, like, you know, put any actual work in, you know, with their bodies at all to get where they're at. If we need to make money off bodies, then I better start filling that tube with ice.
Of conflating happiness and money. You do need money in order to, have the base material needs satisfied and allow you to be happy for the most part.
And that is where you really lose, especially because as you age, there's going to be less interest in your body. So at that point, what you have actually built in your personal life, right, the things that are actually going to matter are whether or not you are in a happy relationship. And it's difficult to get into a happy relationship when...
Would you think less of me generally if you found out I was a kidney thief? I mean, I would think you're kind of a dick. But, I mean, I kind of understand. But the thing is, though, like, I mean, like, why, though? Like, I mean, out of all the things you could be thieving, kidneys, like, that seems a little over the top. I can understand, like, you know, the profit from that, but, like, I mean, it's just like, I mean, the cost-benefit analysis seems a little too risque, you know what I'm saying?
Men that are pursuing...
If anything, I would judge you as to why you took such a risk, you know, to get money like that. I mean, wouldn't you want to try to, like, you know, maybe get in with, like, you know, some bank teller girl who's kind of cute, you know, at the bank and, you know, kind of get sweet with her and be like, hey, what if we, like, fucked in the bank? And, you know, did some shit like that. And on your way out, you just kind of went to the safe and swiped a little bit. Cameras just accidentally got shut off because obviously you don't want people knowing that you kind of fucked in there, right? You don't want people seeing the evidence, right? So, see where this is going a little bit. I mean, see, like, I feel like, you know, if you concocted a little bit of a better plan to be able to get out with even more than having to go house to house stealing people's kidneys and shit. I'm just saying. I'm just like anyone else. I wake up to crack dawn, chloroform someone, then have a kidney, so well, I mean, I will admit, like, my idea, like, my plan would be more long-term. It'd probably take months in advance, but I feel like the long-term profit from that would be a lot more in comparison to doing what you're doing there. So I'm just saying. You know, it's like, I get sweet with, you know, a cute little bank teller girl that, you know, is about your age, you know, somewhere around, you know, like, you know, in your local area, maybe even outside of town or some shit. The expenses labeled experimental. Well, it seems like you got your shit on lock, but I'm just saying, the cost-benefit analysis. I mean, sometimes you want to play the long game, because then no one would suspect.
Do not respect you. This is why Emily Ratajkowski, despite the...
And yet, interestingly, there is no word to say that men should continue to respect women even if they're sex workers. Like, I like how this is being framed like the...
Which they should, by the way. Like, just because, like, I mean, no matter what worker, you know, like, is in their industry, like, you know, no matter what, like, you know, what a worker is doing, they should be respected. Like, I mean, like, you know, I should be respected for the work that I do, at the bare minimum of just, like, not being, like, a total dick. Be like, yeah, fuck you, how dare you not, you know, like, weigh that out accurately. You know, it's like getting the Karens and shit. Like, I can understand being like, you know, hey, you kind of messed up a little bit, can you fix this? But, like, I mean, it's not like, you know, hey, if a slip-up happens, you know, don't, you know, try to, you know, correct me. I mean, sure, do that, but just do so respectively. Like, I mean, there's a way to, like, you know, treat workers, and then there's, like, 8,000 different ways to not treat them. Like, there's, like, 1,000 of proper ways to treat them, and then there's, like, 8,000 ways to not do that. I mean, because, honestly, it's like, you can get shit resolved and, you know, have, you know, mess-ups and fuck-ups, you know, be resolved and fixed, you know, without having to go Karen. In fact, you're actually a lot more likely to get shit resolved, and in fact, even get a hookup if you're nice and being respectful. Being like, hey, I'm sure, like, this is a mistake, and I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but, you know, like, my order wasn't done correctly, for, you know, because of X, Y, or Z, you know, it's okay if I get it replaced, and blah, blah, blah. Like, if you're chill with shit like that, I mean, chances are, like, at minimum, you're just gonna get your shit replaced, and, you know, at best, you might even get a little bit of hookup, you might even get, like, get some extra fries, maybe even, like, you know, hey, you want, like, an ice cream or something like that, or blah, 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 or, like, you want, like, something extra, you know, while you wait, you know, because of the mess up or something like that. Because frankly, just from my experience, like, I mean, because there have been so many people that will come back being like, how dare you mess up, blah, 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 and, like, you know, shit on us, you know, whether it's, like, for fast food, grocery work, or whatever, that, like, when someone's genuinely being kind of nice and respectful, it's like, hey, you know, hook them up a little bit. I mean, I do that a lot. Like, I mean, frankly, it's like I've had people come back being like, hey, you know, some of this, you know, like mac and cheese is kind of, you know, dry a little bit. It's okay if I get some, you know, fresh stuff, and I just put some fresh mac and cheese out, and like, oh yeah, sure, and I'll just give it to them free of charge. I'm like, here you go. And it's like, fuck it, you know, it's like, because obviously, you know, they were being nice, you know, they didn't come out me being a dick. They just said, hey, this happened to not really be as good, so I got some fresh stuff. It's okay if I get replaced. And I'm just like, yeah, in fact, I'll hook you up with even more. It's like, I mean, got that bowl half full, I'll fill that fucking bowl up. You know, it's like I'm filling that entirely up, and here you go. Just, you know, go ahead, take it. Like, I do shit like that because, I mean, so if people are nice about it, then I'll do that. And I ain't the only one that does that shit. Plenty of people, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, retail / fast food work and shit like that, you know, will do stuff like that. If you're nice and respectful. I mean, not always. I mean, at the very minimum, you're just going to get the exact replacement that you get. But every now and then, you get people like me that'll hook you up. Because we're G's. Because we know that helps you come back and helps us get paid.
Problem, right? Like, have you ever...
And we like the people that are cool and chill coming back. Because they're cool and chill. We don't want the people who are assholes coming back. We want the people who are cool coming back. Because we like those people.
Bitter that, like, men don't respect you because you're putting your tits on level? Okay, well, that seems like a them problem. I don't know. I don't know. It's the modern world. People still think of sex workers as escorts.
Go back to stripping that copper wiring. Honestly, that isn't really that, like, bad of an idea. Considering inflation, I imagine that copper wiring probably is, you know, goes for a decent price. Around here in Portland, like, there's a lot of different abandoned buildings and shit. I could probably find copper wiring and sell it myself. I mean, I ain't gonna do it, but I'm just saying it can happen. I mean, honestly, which I find that kind of dumb. If you got like an abandoned building, it's not in use. Like, you basically have the city saying like, "Hey, we're still figuring out what to do with it," and there's like some spare shit that hasn't been cleaned out yet, and you got someone who's like, "Hey, there's some copper. Let me take that and sell for some scrap." I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, do you want that fucker, you know, going to someone's actual house that someone's living in and trying to take some wiring that's, like, outside of their fucking house or some shit? No. Like, I'd rather take it from the abandoned building, you know, until, like, the fucking city figures out what they're doing with it and shit, where they're gonna probably tear it down and rebuild it, you know, to something new anyway. So it's just like, I mean, frankly, the cost benefit on that one's, you know, I kind of feel like I know what would be a better outcome. I'd just rather, like, some person go into an abandoned fucking place, take a little bit of wiring and shit, you know, to sell on, you know, some market or whatever the fuck, so they can get a little bit of food. Yeah, because if not someone like you or someone like me or frankly a lot of other people who would do that, you know, to try to, you know, pay for some groceries or some shit like that, a meth head would do it to get their fix. Or, you know, someone who's on a fentanyl, you know, trying to get their hit of fent. Or, you know, their hit of blues, you know, as, you know, some people around here call it. At least up here. You know, the fentanyl's nicknamed blues up here. But I don't know if that's the same thing everywhere else, but at least up here it is. You know, so it's just like, all in all, I mean, it's like, you know, if it ain't gonna be people who are desperate trying to get some groceries and shit like that, it's gonna be someone trying to get their fix. So, I mean, frankly, like, decriminalizing shit like that, I can understand maybe, like, you know, honestly, having, like, you know, some criminalization of, like, you know, going to, like, home invading somebody and taking their shit. Obviously, duh. But, like, when it comes to, like, an abandoned property that no one owns, it's basically the jurisdiction of the city until, you know, because they're figuring out what to do with it, you know, so by proxy, really no one owns it, then who gives a shit? I mean, it's basically the search jurisdiction. If they want to be so fucking retarded and, you know, waste police resources on guarding an abandoned piece of property that ain't worth fuck all, I mean, it's just like, then what the fuck? I mean, we got some priorities backwards a little bit. At least in my opinion. Because there's, like, pedophiles and shit that could be fucking caught and stuff, and our police want to fucking waste resources on shit like that, or fucking doing homeless camp sweeps and fucking, you know, destroy, you know, like, homeless camps and all their property and, like, force people out, and if they don't leave and take their shit, then it all gets destroyed and thrown in the trash, and they get arrested if they don't leave in time. It's just like, I mean, this is what, you know, at least in Portland, what we fucking prioritize and shit, instead of dealing with some serious actual fucking issues, like illegal street racing, a lot of different shootings that happen in the city, you know, like sex trafficking, all sorts of shit. I mean, a lot of these things are pretty common in this fucking city, sadly. And yet, police don't do fuck one about shit like that, but yet, you know, want to try to worry about doing homeless camp sweeps and shit like that, because NIMBYs and fucking neoliberals and conservatives in this fucking city want to whine a bitch about that. Just, ugh. Just so fucking absurd, dude. But that's just a gripe about this fucking city. I mean, one of the bigger camps is actually by Union Station, the train station in Portland. And when I came back from Seattle, like as I was walking home to go to one of the MAX stations to go home, I forgot how horribly, like, some parts of Portland, just like outside of Union Station, literally smell like shit and piss. I'm not even kidding, dude. I was like, man, like, fuck. It's like we don't have, like, you know, our resources are used so horribly, so badly. And, you know, and we have people who are literally forgotten, you know, at this abandoned fucking place and shit. And they're all congregated here outside of a train station, no less. And, you know, and, like, and yet they're worried about trying to, like, sweep these places out. And yet they just come back anyway, so it doesn't even fucking matter. And, you know, don't do anything to actually properly clean it up, and they also don't do anything to actually address the fucking root of the problem in the fucking first place. So, it comes back, and it just happens over and over and over again. Man, 2024 is going to be a rude awakening for a lot of these neoliberal corporate piece of shit moderates that are living in this fucking city running shit. Oh, it's going to be a rude awakening. Since the reforms happened, with the last elections, oh boy. Man, they're going to have a bad awakening over this shit. Tick-tock, Renee. Tick-tock, Ted Wheeler. Tick-tock.
Prostitutes who answer to pimps. The vast majority of sex workers these days are OnlyFans girls whose real day-to-day life is materially largely unaffected by the fact that they're posting their big honkers on
Hold on. Well, man, I was going on my little ramble here. Before we get totally back into this, I think about this. What if Superhealer needs copper by taking it first where Thor and his plans of dimensional domination? Yeah, true, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, we need to stop him. So having, regular people who are desperate, doing it, yeah, ends up being better. Do you remember when cons were like, well, if you don't like, please call crackhead? Oh, yeah, I remember. That was literally a political advertisement. I legit want to see how that would play out. A crackhead actually ends up talking down a criminal. Crackhead, how'd you do it? Crack. Yeah, just crack. You know what? Like, honestly, unironically, I probably would call a crackhead. Because the guy home invading my house probably is, stealing shit so he can sell that, so he can get crack. So if you get a crackhead who has some spare crack, then yeah, it's gonna talk down the criminal and get some crack and he's gonna fuck off. So, yeah, you know what? Calling a crackhead might help. Or a meth head. Or a fent head or something, or, some sort of a druggie. Like, just call a tweaker of any type, and there you go. I mean, honestly, with that logic, seriously, though. Because chances are, if you're getting home invaded, the reason why is because that person's trying to get a fix. To be honest, because if someone is desperate enough to try to get, steal something for groceries, they're going to go to the grocery store. Right? Like, if someone's home invading you, their chances are they're trying to find shit that's valuable so they can sell it, on, the Facebook Marketplace or some shit. So then they can, get a fix or some shit, right? Chances are that is what's more likely. So it's realistically, having somebody to be like, hey, here, just take your fix and go away instead of stealing your shit, that, it doesn't really help with the overall situation, but it will help not having your shit stolen. So, technically it's a win-win. Well, it's more like a win-lose kind of win situation. But, whatever. Plus, you think a brother is going to be around it. It's a fucking crap. Yeah, oh yeah, crack is on its way. Oh, for real. Because if that burglar's, trying to, steal shit for other reasons and not for a fix, they don't want, some psychopathic crackhead, going nuts on them and going psycho. They don't want that. It's just going to jeopardize the whole plan. So, yeah, even on that front, yeah. So, honestly, that Republican fuckbag, probably had a point.
Dynamic has shifted. Some people are going to be uncomfortable with that. Some people are going to be fine with it. Work it out, right? But you can have difficulty getting a relationship because of any...
Burglar shits at your crackhead. Did you just dodge that? The crackhead's like, I don't dodge. I'm just deflect. And then he just fucking literally eats his throat out.
Right? Jobs take away your time and your energy. They can...
that fucking face eater who was on bath salts, from, Florida that one year. Remember that? Remember that when that, crazy dude, was on bath salts and, went, attacked a homeless guy, I think, and ate his face off because he was high on bath salts? Dude, when that first came out, the initial story, I remember that shit, dude. I remember that story distinctively. You wanna know why? Because when that first came out, it was used as an anti-marijuana story because apparently there was marijuana in that guy's system too. Which I don't think that was even true in the first place. I think there was traces, from when he smoked it in the past, because THC can stay in your system for quite some time, especially if you're smoking on a regular. So it's he had trace amounts because he's probably smoked it on a regular in the past, but he was high on bath salts when that shit happened. Like, he wasn't on weed. Like, I remember that shit specifically because it was initially used, you know, to try to be like, see, this is what marijuana does to you. Like, I remember that shit pretty fucking distinctively, dude. Remember this story? Like, I mean, it was, like, initially considered, like, oh, shit, this is, like, a zombie, like, guy, and fucking, you know, like, drugs did this to him, and initially it was marijuana, but once the fact of it was bath salts came out, and they couldn't beat around the bush around that, it was like, oh, well, bath salts does it to you. Which, yeah, well, at least that is probably true, because, well, that happened while he was on bath salts, so... Yeah, at least that has probably got some merit to it, but the weed part of it was just, like, that was, like, around for at least a week or two. It was just, like, it was insane. I mean, the event itself, I mean, the fucking media and the reporting around it for a while, like, for at least, like, a month, you know, after the fact was just ridiculous. That whole thing was just insane, dude. I remember that shit so distinctively.
You to the world. The idea that only...
When was that? Like 2013, 2012, 2013? It was around... It was at least like a decade ago at this point, wasn't it? Like, that was a while ago.
Makes it difficult to find a partner. I disagree. I think that if anything, OnlyFans might actually open up the most opportunities to find someone you're interested in. For what I imagine would be pretty obvious reasons.
So hot.
For obvious reasons. Well, Vosh, can you explain it? Because I'm honestly kind of curious. Because, honestly, I hear from a lot of people, and honestly, you know, one of them is, you know, one of my friends, Stoney, where OnlyFans is actually, like, what contributes to loneliness, which I think there is merit to that. So, honestly, I'm kind of curious, like, I mean, what's Vosh's position about that, I guess? I'm kind of curious a little bit. I mean, just because, like, you got a bunch of people watching you on OnlyFans doesn't necessarily mean they're going to meet you or anything. I suppose there'd be more likely with that with, like, something like Tinder, I suppose, but even then, not really. So, I mean, Vosh, you can't just say for obvious reasons and just, like, let it sit like that. I mean, you gotta explain yourself a little bit, dude. I like Vosh. I mean, I do love him. You know, I respect him a lot, but every now and then he does make some weird assumptions where it's like... I mean, maybe he might have a point, but he needs to, like, explain himself besides just being like, well, obviously, bruh. Like, I mean, he is kind of assumptuous about a lot of stuff. I mean, this is kind of one thing where I do kind of have a gripe about Vosh. I mean, I still like and respect him, but, I mean, it's just like, I mean, hey. For obvious reasons, the universe will end in 10 years. I mean, yeah, exactly. It's just like, can you explain it? Yeah, like, no, elaborate. Yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly. I mean, maybe somebody in his chat might, you know, kind of pressure him, and maybe he might, you know, elaborate, but, I mean, that is, like, something that you can't just say for obvious reasons and just leave it at that. I mean, because, sure, maybe you could find, you know, some, you know, cases where there are people who legitimately have, you know, gotten relationships, you know, via OnlyFans. And honestly, you know, I'm sure, you know, I've kind of heard some tangential stories about that before myself. I mean, it's not like it doesn't happen, but... I mean, and also, it's not even that uncommon for couples, you know, to, like, have mutual OnlyFans together. I mean, so it's not like it's not a thing, but you got, like, you have to, like, you know, put forth something, you know, with detail and actual, like, you know, data back in it, besides just saying for obvious reasons. I know it's kind of a thing, but I think it's more of an outlier more so than the rule, you know, but I don't know all the nuances about it, so I'm not going to try to infer that necessarily. Because, you know, because at the end of the day, I mean, I don't 100% know about that. I also don't actively use OnlyFans whatsoever. So, I mean, well, I don't know, maybe that might change one day, but, I mean, at least for right now, I don't. You know, so it's just like, I don't know, I mean, maybe, but again, you gotta elaborate with it. You can't just, like, just plop it out there and just be like, obviously, bro.
Done. This is why Amber Rose is not with her baby daddy. Well, there is a...
Why should she keep mentioning people like Amber Rose and this, like, other person she mentioned, like, a while back? Like, who are these people? Like, why do I care?
Cheat on hot partners all the time.
Are these, like, people on OnlyFans or something?
Who's the guy who cheated on Sniper Wolf? I just remember everyone was talking about that. And he cheated on her, which had people doing a discourse. Yeah,
Who? Like, who are these?
Giga chat.
I am out of the loop on any of this.
No, he's even winking at the camera here.
porn star, a very successful porn star named, she goes by, her show name is Riley Reid. I think her actual real name is Riley something else, Riley Matthews. But she...
Oh, wait, so the song, emotional toll on porn star. I suffered a huge cost of being an X-rated performer and never wanted to be a mom. This is Riley Reid. Wait, wait, what? Wait, how's that an emotional toll? I suffered a huge cost of being an X-rated performer and she never wanted to be a mom. Huh? Okay, this headline is misleading. Because I feel like there's a lot more in this quote, like, you know, than that. Because being an X-rated performer and never wanting to be a mom, that makes sense. Like, as if you're an X-rated performer, yeah, you're not going to want to be a mom. And also, like, maybe she just... And there's probably other variables as to why she doesn't want to be that. Like, suffering a cost of being an X-rated performer is probably due to other reasons, if I had to assume. And my guess may be correct if, you know, as we keep playing this. MILFs are popular. They are. I mean, I will admit, I'm kind of down for a MILF here and there, but, I mean, I'm not going to want to be in a long-term relationship with one because I'm not about to be a stepdad. I don't want to be, like, I am so much about not wanting to raise kids that I don't even want to be a stepdad, okay? Like, I mean, I'm not going to be the dad that stepped up. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be that guy. I mean, I'll be the uncle that stepped up, you know? Like, I mean, I'll be that guy. But I ain't going to be like the dad that stepped up. I'll be the uncle that stepped up. I'll be the cool uncle, all right? I'll be the cool fucking step uncle. You know, I'll be that guy. You know, but I ain't gonna be the fucking stepdad, alright? I'm just gonna say that, alright? I'm just being honest. You know, so, you know, unless, like, the kid is, like, maybe, like, fucking 15 or some shit. And he's actually pretty cool, or she's pretty cool. Like, I mean, you know, if the kid's, like, 15 and it's actually really cool to hang out with a little bit, you know, and stuff, then, you know what? I might consider it. Because they're 15, you know, and they're about the age where they're starting to be an adult, and I can kind of start introducing them to, like, you know, smoking weed and stuff like that, unless they already have, you know, then it's like, alright, then, you know, I got a kid, it might be cool. You know, like, you know, if they're, like, 4 or 5, fuck, no, I don't want anything to do with that, I'm sorry, no. Like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna be honest, if I do have a child, I'd rather be, like, either, like, frankly, a stepdad or some shit like that, and the kid's, like, 15 plus. Because at that point, I've skipped a lot of the hard bullshit. I'm just gonna be honest, I'm just gonna skip the hard bullshit, and at least at this point, the kid may or may not have a brain. And I can at least, you know, be a little bit more, like, of an adult around that kid, and they might infer some shit. I mean, and also, like, if they are kind of a creative mind and all this other shit, like, I mean, there would be some kind of, you know, ability to click and being able to be like, hey, you know, we got some common interests, you know, let's fucking, you know, like, have these interests together, and, like, let's bond, and, like, you know, when you're an adult, you and I, you know, could probably fucking, you know, be doing some really cool shit. You know, especially once you're 21. You know, once you get 21, dude, you and I will be doing some lit shit, bro. Or sis, or whatever the fuck. I mean, you know, it's like, we'd be doing some good shit. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'll be okay with that scenario. But, like, anything beyond that, no. I'm not about that. But that's just my opinion. Well, not just my opinion, that's just my position. That ain't just opinion, that's my position on that when it comes to, like, you know, a kid who might be 15 or over. Well, I don't know, maybe a 13-year-old will be okay. That's bare minimal. They have to be a teenager. Just because then most of the fucking having to do the hardship of raising a kid is there, but a lot of the angsty teenager shit, I have a way to be able to tap into that. I was an angsty teenager, you know, I know how it is. I could tap into that shit. Faux show. So, I mean, like, I kind of know how to dig into that a little bit and be able to be like, hey, you and I will be chill. Your angst, you know, I could harness that into something that's pretty legit. You know, let's make this something cool. You don't understand me, Ignar. And I'll be like, nah, I don't think you realize. Yeah, I really, dude, I would be the one to break their shell, bro. I'd be the guy. See, you know what? I guess when it comes to, like, in that case, I would be the fucking stepdad that stepped up. In that situation, I would. Dude, I totally would. Because I'd be like, I understand you. I'm here to understand you. And I'm gonna fucking, like, tap into whatever the fuck you are and, you know, like, maximize that shit. Like, dude, you know what? Like, you know, like, at minimal, 13-year-old or up, when it comes to, like, you know, stepdad situation, I'd be okay with that. I'll be alright with that, you know, as long as my shit's in order, obviously. You know, I wouldn't be okay with that now. But, like, I don't know, 5, 10 years down the line, you know, I don't know. You know what? I'd be open to that. You know, just because, like, you know, like, they're not like some, you know, little kid. I mean, they might have their moments, I mean, honestly, but, like, at least I can deal with this a little bit. I can actually, like, you know, talk to them like they're, you know, more of a human being and shit, because they're more developed and all sort of shit. Not that I'm trying to remind, like, a little kid, because honestly, I have seen some kids who are, like, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old who are legitimately pretty, like, exceptional for their age, you know, when it comes to, like, their intelligence and, like, their social skills and stuff like that. I mean, I saw, like, you know, back when I was in Texas the last time, I saw, like, one of my little, like, I think one of my step-nephews or some shit, like, for a 4-year-old, he was having, like, full-on conversations with my aunt, and, like, having these, like, hey, what's this and that, blah, 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 this seems interesting, but, like, having full conversations, and I'm just like, wait, he's, like, I think it was 5, and I'm at the time, and I was like, wait, this kid is 5? And he's having these full-on conversations, and, like, being this curious and, like, legitimately this, like, aware of things and also, it's like, whoa. Like, that is a kid with a bright mind right there. Like, that is a kid that, you know, is going to probably be going some places. I'd rather have a child asking too many questions than none at all. Oh, no, absolutely. That's why I was like, whoa. Like, this kid, like, for a 5-year-old... I mean, it's like, hey, Zooks! I mean, yeah, because I was saying, for, like, at the time, for, like, a 5-year-old, I mean, it's just, like, that kid was, like, having, like, I mean, not, like, full-on conversations, like, yes, indubitably, but, like, I mean, you know, having, for a 5-year-old, at least, you know, pretty decent, you know, sentences, you know, being like, oh, like, is that a, you know, like, a tree right there? That's a big tree, isn't it? You know, it's like, and stuff like that. I mean, you know, for a 5-year-old, that's actually pretty, like, exceptional. It's like, whoa, like, that's kind of actually, like, a full sentence there. Hey, Zooks, hey, bro. Knowledge nectar, yeah, made something. Yeah, I actually met met the kid's parents and on my last day when they picked him up, because the kid happened to be staying with my one of my aunts, and I was staying there for a couple days. And one of those nights, you know, the kid was spending the night there. And when I was on the last day that I was there, or at least the last day, you know, with the night that I had there, you know, I got to meet the parents and when they were picking him up. And straight up, you know, I was like, yo, that kid is, like, a legit smart kid. And it's like, and I was asking, it's like, thinking about, like, getting him into, like, you know, maybe some sort of, like, you know, like, higher educational type of stuff and, you know, something. And they're like, oh, yeah, we already, you know, we're thinking about that, just because, I mean, you know, a lot of people have mentioned this and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, even in, like, some of the preschool, you know, like, grades and things he has, you know, he's pretty exceptional there, too. And I'm just like, well, shit. It's like, well, they already recognize that. So, I mean, it's like, even their parents, you know, like, like, you know, like, that kid's, honestly, his parents, you know, like, the kid's got some decent parents, on, you know, when it comes to raising him. Because they recognize his smarts, they recognize, you know, for his early age, you know, they recognize, like, his intellect, basically, and, like, you know, his awareness about things and shit, at least at that time. I'm sure he's probably gotten even more so, you know, now, you know, in the last few years. And it's just like, I mean, you know, he's got, like, you know, good little head on his shoulders, and it's definitely got, like, you know, good parents, you know, raising him with that. Because they recognize that and are helping legit, like, prop that up more. I mean, and if anything, are proud of the fact that he's just, like, doing his own thing like this already. I mean, legitimately, like, I mean, it's kind of a rare thing, you know, to see how the parents are like, holy shit, it's like, they're growing up so fast, I don't want them to do that. They're like, oh my god, they're growing up so fast, yes, I love this. Like, they're the opposite. They're like, I love that they're growing up so fast. Like, some parents, like my mom, were like, oh, I don't want them to grow up, I just want them to be my baby forever. And, like, infantilize their kid and shit, like... You get a lot of parents like that, but they're like the opposite. It's like, oh, I hope he's my little Einstein. I want him to be my next Einstein. Yay, he's so smart. Grow up to be an awesome intellect and be successful. So I can retire nicely and you can take care of me. I mean, but honestly, realistically though, I mean, I really do hope for the best, you know, all for them. Because, I mean, kid's definitely got a bright mind on his shoulders. I want him out of the house by the time he's 12 so he can start making me some money. Oh my god. Oh fuck, bro. Oh no. Oh no, this should not be making me laugh so hard like it is. Oh man, dude. I will say this, I just hope that, you know, the kid grows up to, like, go into, like, some science or some shit like that. Or, like, the arts or something. Because, like, I don't want him to be, like, some business fuck. If that happens, then I retract everything I said about the parents. But as long as, like, or maybe him, I don't know. But, like, maybe he decides to do that. But, like, I really do hope that he goes into, like, some sciences or some shit like that. Because if so, then... you know, he's definitely got, like, you know, good path going for him. But if he's, like, if he ends up being, like, some CEO or some shit, I'm just gonna be like, what? No, no. No. Gross. Great. No. Anyway. We really keep stun locking ourselves, you know, from this whole fucking clip. Holy shit.
Around right now for an old video.
I guess, you know, if we didn't, you know, just finally get into the Riley Reid thing, I would skip ahead, but let's at least, you know, get into the general shit here, I guess.
In which she admits that her life has been ruined by porn. Shocker. Take a listen.
Lost my whole family, and
To be clear, Riley Reid was not an OnlyFans girl. Riley Reid was like a super ultra, like, heavy drugs, heavy partying, 24/7 massive porn star, huge, like, this is not being a regular OnlyFans star. This is like diving into the, like, absolute apex of porn star stardom.
So basically the most, like, maximum, like, you know, form of exploitation when it comes to porn. I mean, she literally, you know, sounded like lost family, stuff like that. And when it comes to, like, you know, doing the heavy drug use and shit like that, that unfortunately does come with, like, a lot of exploitation with sex work. It sounds like that's a lot of the regret, you know, or the suffering that she has is from that shit. Not really the fact that she didn't want to be a mom or this and that and stuff. Like, I think we're starting to see some of the details about this, which leads to my guess way earlier before we got sunlocked like 8,000 times into being probably correct.
We know. No,
Kids future.
We get it. You know who Riley Reid is. Wow, you masturbate. Congratulations.
Well, hell yeah, dude. Dr. Doom.
it sucks. So a lot of times when people ask me if they should do porn, I tell them no. I tell them that it makes life really hard. It makes dating really hard. It makes your family life really hard. It makes intimacy hard. It
also should be noted that from what I know about her, I don't think...
She sounds drunk. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, she really... I mean, I'm just gonna be frank, I am a little bit too myself, but, like... I mean, just because I can acknowledge that I am a little bit, I kind of feel like she is a little bit too. I mean, I don't think she is like that intentionally, but I feel like maybe she was having a little bit and she was just making this video or something, and just kind of a just byproduct of, you know, her, you know, just situation, I guess.
Reid is a good person.
I mean, considering that she, you know, her mannerisms so far, it definitely seems a little drunkishly.
I don't think she's particularly smart. I don't really care about her, which means that her analysis of this isn't really something that I care about either. You know, because, like, for instance, what are some other things that can make life with your family hard? Well, coming out as gay, right? Coming out as queer. The reason why Candace Owens is going over this, of course, is because she's trying to do the whole, like, you need to fall in line with social conservatism.
I might too if I had talked to Candace and take her seriously. Well, I mean, luckily I don't think she is talking to Candace. I think Candace is just reacting to her video.
The only path for happiness for you. Obviously, this is not the case because social conservatism meant women getting married off by their fathers at 18 to an older man who would then, like, beat you for the rest of your life and cheat on you. It's like, we're not, you know, not a great angle for all of this. Maybe we could find some kind of, like, happy middle ground where people do things that are happy for them. I do not think that anyone would want to live the life that Riley Reid has had, though, just from the impression that I've gotten. Yeah.
yourself out there and.
I mean, from what I do know about Riley Reid, she has got a kind of a rough life. I mean, I will admit. I mean, I've heard her name in, the spheres of the internet over the years, and from what I do know about her, she's definitely got, a little bit of a rough life. I mean, for sure. I mean, so I think, honestly, from my understanding, from the video, just even from the little snippets I have heard, I think she's talking about that. Like, the rough, aspects about her life when it came to being, like a porn star and shit. Not necessarily being, a sex worker inherently, but just a lot of the problems that, and the exploitation that comes with it. I think that's what she's really kind of talking about. I mean, honestly, considering some of the trauma that probably does come from that, I wouldn't necessarily be too surprised if she is a little drunk talking about this. On a live stream, that might be the case. You know what? So what? Yeah, like you were saying, I don't hold it against her.
Now, judging you, you have to be okay with being shamed every day of your life. I don't even want to have...
Oh, well, yeah. Well, maybe...
Well, for sure. So I understand that. Dude, when I was mentioning, right after the FurryCon I partook last weekend, I posted a post on this Portland subreddit being like, hey, do you guys know we have a con here in Portland? And it showed just a few pictures of it. And there were straight up some motherfuckers there that were just like, why are there children there? Blah, 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 they shouldn't be there. Implying that it's grooming or some shit, basically. And it's fuck, dude. And the unironic, shame that kind of comes around with that type of fucking rhetoric. It's one thing to be like, oh, furries are cringe. I don't care about that. But, the implication of the whole, grooming shit that, is being tossed around right now, that's, another level of bullshit. That's an extra level of, what the fuck going on. Which is supposed to obviously imply, a level of shame. Where it's just you're basically having, this whole convention that is inherently sexual in nature, and yet you have kids here, and it's that is weird, bruh. It's that is not good. That is degeneracy, and that's shameful, and that type of shit. It's just this type of stuff is when it comes to, even if something is not sexual, I've said from earlier, it's just it's seen as inherently degenerate and kinky and shit based on its nature, despite the fact that it could be very fucking platonic. Honestly, just for example here, I know I've did this, back, from last weekend, but I just want to kind of make the example just one more time, just for this case. I'm sure I'll do it again in the future, but, at least for this instance here. Hold on, where the fuck is it? Right here. Alright, here, let me, yeah, this dude. Look at this guy. Oh yeah, this cute little fox bro right here, just being what's up, is going to totally, be inherently sexual and shit, which it literally isn't. There's nothing, he just looks cool. That looks fucking cool, if anything. If anything, I'm looking at that damn, that's actually kind of badass. You got the lights, his eyes, light up and shit. That's pretty cool. And also, he turned around, and he has, fucking, 10 tails going on in the back. Hold on, here. Look. See? He has, a shitload of tails going on back there. He has, 8,000 tails. It's whoa. I didn't even notice that right off the bat. I saw this, I was I wasn't even thinking about tails, because it was dude, his, eyes, lighting up is pretty cool, and that's kind of cute. And then he turned around, I was oh shit, he has, 8,000 tails going on there. Kitsune? Yeah, I think it's a Kitsune fox. Yeah. But, oh no, but that's too weird. Kids shouldn't be around that. It's dude, you know how many kids were just getting hugs and pictures, with people like that? Dude, that was going on all fucking day. That just happened to be at around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, so all the kids were gone at that point. But, for real though, it's the same type of bullshit. Where it's uh-oh, there's somehow something inherently sexual about that, so you need to be shamed for it. It's what? It's you can apply it for sure. There's definitely plenty of people in their suits and stuff that had a little bit more of a kink element to it. They're still doing it platonically and not inherently sexual, but, they kind of, you know, see that they're very sex positive, you know, with that, though. I mean, that's also another thing. Like, being sex positive with your expression isn't inherently a sexual thing, either. I mean, it's like, just because you happen to be a very sex positive individual doesn't necessarily mean that you're being sexual in that moment. It's just that you're expressing your sex positive nature, and, you know, like, you're doing so platonically at that moment. But, like, because being sexy or, like, having something that's, like, you know, that may, in sense, you know, being inferred as sexual and shit, doesn't always have to be. That's why sometimes, you know, people say, oh, damn, that's kind of sexy, but aren't necessarily saying that and like, oh, yeah, I'd immediately fuck that. I mean, they might infer it, but, I mean, when it comes to the commentary, that's not the initial inference. They're saying, like, damn, they're kind of beautiful and sexy and a very attractive, you know, person. You know, that's kind of the immediate inference. Like, it's not inherently sexual. I mean, it is to a slight extent, but not like inherently.
Good. Well, again, to be clear, I think it's okay for people to shame Riley Reid because she's bragged about raping a guy. But
wait, has she? Wait, really? Okay, okay, that's another can of worms that I have never heard about. But we're not gonna delve into that right now. But what?
Oddly, with porn stars, you know, maybe that's a social issue that we could fix by not shaming them for that, possibly. Just performance art, really. It's like, it's being an actor, you know?
Yeah.
Children, because I do porn, because I'm worried of the way that people will treat my child. With me personally, my mom was supportive in the beginning. She kind of just let me do whatever, but I think it was a good thing. I had a lot of freedom. As time progressed and I became successful,
I'm noticing there's like 8,000 cuts, so I have a feeling that there's a lot of context that we're missing here.
I feel like my mom was using me so that she could live a more luxurious lifestyle. When I started to set like these boundaries.
Okay, that's probably likely, honestly, a case. I mean, I'll actually probably believe her on that one, at least. Like, yeah, I mean, if, like, a parent recognizes that their kid is making a lot of fucking money, and, like, honestly, this is actually kind of common for a lot of parents. I mean, you know, there's not really, like, inherently a political backing, you know, around it, but there's just a lot of different parents that recognize, hey, I want to make sure that my kid, you know, has a very successful financial, you know, career and shit, so I can kind of take advantage of that, you know? Like, it's kind of like this whole implicit thing. I mean, that's kind of, at least subconsciously, a part of why, like, you know, going to college and having a good career and stuff is, like, so heavily inferred, you know, for kids, you know, growing up and shit, because, you know, then your parents can, you know, have some of that, too. That's kind of the whole idea. It's like you pay back your parents, basically. I mean, that's kind of a part of the implication, a little bit. At least societally, you know, when it comes to our framework here in America with it. Which doesn't even work anymore, but yet it's still trying to be enforced somehow, and is literally unachievable. So, I would know, I tried.
Not giving her money.
It seems like all the stuff that she's talking about here are problems of other people. Like, other people judged me. My mom was bad, this, that, the other. But they're not actual essential issues with porn. Again, to be clear, I'm not claiming that there aren't issues with being a porn star. There certainly are. But I don't think this is really proving the point that Candace Owens is trying to make.
Things like that, it made...
Which is basically what I was trying to say from earlier. But she's basically saying that, like, a lot of things about her work is mostly about from other people. Which includes, you know, the exploitation of the work and people that shame her for it. Which includes Candace.
Relationship a bit more difficult and almost toxic. And so it sucks. I don't have a mom anymore. I don't talk to her. I miss having a mom. I feel like you can't rewind and you can't go back. I don't have that relationship with her anymore. I don't ever think I will. And that bums me out. Bums me out a lot. I talked to my dad, and he struggles with my job being in the industry. He's also religious. Recently, I wanted to go visit him, and he said that I can't go visit because his wife, my stepmom, doesn't want me there.
What a...
Dude, yeah, she's... Okay, so, yeah, it sounds like your stepmom's a cunt. Like, fuck her. Like, if anything, just arrange a time for your dad to take some vacation time or some on his own and visit you. And, you know, just tell white lie to the stepmom. Like, honestly, I mean, like, she sounds like a cunt in that situation.
Move.
I mean, yeah, a cunt move indeed, bro. Like, I mean, fuck her. Like, fuck the stepmom in that situation. What a bitch. It's like, I don't want her around. It's like, well, guess what? Well, don't be around. Like, I don't know, visit one of your girlfriends in town for the day or some shit. Like, I mean, fuck off. How about that? Visit one of your girlfriends out of town or something.
To see your daughter because your remarried wife, the stepmom of your daughter, doesn't want to see her. Well, to be fair, the dad probably doesn't want to see her either, and he's using that as an excuse, and he's just cowardly. But what a...
I mean, maybe, but, I mean, like, still... I mean, I guess, like, I mean, there is blame to him, too, because if he really wanted to, he could make an excuse, you know, to go visit her, or, like, they can arrange a way to where they can meet somewhere to visit, you know, and hang out or something, you know? Like, there's a way for where they can reconnect or something, you know? Like, honestly, like, the stepmom is, like, I feel like, you know, being a domineering bitch in this situation, and the dad's cucked.
The excuse, even. Jesus Christ, that's pathetic. That's pathetic.
It really is pathetic as fuck, dude.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are pathetic. But it's just, again, like, everything she's saying is, like, reactions other people have. By the way, conservatives make this argument when it comes to queer people, especially young queer people, too.
Yep.
Where they try to frame it as though, like, hey, you don't want to be this thing. You don't want to be gay, right? You don't want to be trans. Because if you are, look at how everyone else will treat you. They'll do this like, oh, you know.
Yeah, it literally is the whole guilt trip shame thing. It's just like, oh, yeah, we love you, but we hate the sin that you commit. Do you really want to commit the sin? It's that shit, basically. It all comes down to love the sin or hate the sin, which is literally just like a very condescending... honestly, like, very emotionally abusive type of fucking, you know, framing of, you know, how you treat people and shit. It's honestly kind of fucking disgusting as a, you know, a way to treat people. It's like, oh, yeah, we care about you. We just hate the sin that you commit, which is basically how you are. We hate that you're gay, but we love you anyway. It's like, what type of fucking love is that shit? There's, like, no type of fucking vitriolic hatred more than fucking Christian love.
Man, I hope one day we find out who's causing all the social stigma, you know, pseudo-argument, where they're essentially just trying to threaten you into being normal because you'll face social repercussions if you don't. And that's pretty bad. I want to make it really clear, though. I'm really not endorsing Riley Reid's lifestyle. I'm not an expert on it or anything, but everything that I've heard really gives me the impression the porn industry isn't good. You know, the porn industry is terrible. OnlyFans is not the porn industry. You can just make an OnlyFans. That's social media, basically, with more tits. The porn industry,
I guess.
The real one, that's a whole thing, and it's very not good. I'm sure there is...
Which is why, honestly, I prefer the more amateur professional stuff, because it's done by amateurs and people who are kind of outside of the industry specifically, but still do it at least semi-professionally. I mean, honestly, like, kind of furries got that on lock a little bit. I'm just gonna be fucking blunt with that. I mean, so I don't have to really worry about this.
They're fine, but you...
Furries are very, like sex positive and very, like, safe sex friendly and shit. Like, I mean... There's a shitload, like, honestly, like, I mean, I'm a part of a few adult furry telegrams and shit, and whenever there are cons around, and a lot of the people in the group chat, you know, obviously happen to be around, you know, that are gonna go to it, like, they'll post, like, little things like, hey, just make sure that you have safe sex and be, you know, sex positive, this and that, blah, blah. They'll actually have, like, things to be like, hey, make sure that, you know, you're being safe about these things, like, encouraging safe sex type of shit. Like, I've seen shit like that around. And I've seen a lot of, like, legit, like, you know, furry-based type sex workers openly advocate for things like that. So, at least when it comes to the more, like, very subsect about the sex industry aspect of things, like, there's a lot more of emphasis about that because there's kind of more of an acknowledgement and recognition, which is why they kind of detach themselves away from it, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, not just furries, too, but, like, all sorts of different, like, communities, you know, and different, like, you know, more kink-based communities and shit. You know, detach themselves from the more predominant mainstream porn industry because of how exploitative and how abusive it really is. You know, in all sorts of different fronts. Because, like, I mean, they want to actually have, like, you know, more autonomy and more actual, like, voice over the work that they do. You know, not just, you know, with, you know, the people that, like, you know, that are, you know, partaking in the work, but also that, you know, happen to watch it. Because at least, you know, there's a lot more of, I guess in a weird way, I guess like more of a communal connection about, like, you know, what, you know, people are into and, like, having a back and forth about, like, you know, what's kind of, you know, what was down with, you know, what's, you know, going on and shit. It's National Donut Day? What? that? Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So many bad things. Oh no, I think that OnlyFans is a great thing for adult work, okay? Look, the fact of the matter is that young women's bodies are in high demand socially. Is that because of pedocon theory? Yes, of course. I'm not saying it's good, but it is true. That is undeniably the case. And a lot of young women need money. They want to pay for college. They want to maybe pay for a child they've had too early, you know. They need
rent, or like, you know, surviving just like anybody else.
Y'all need money. I need money. You hear about that car payment?
I need money.
No, I don't have an OnlyFans. So women
I should get one.
turn to sex work as a way of making money for literally all of human history. Much better that they do this on OnlyFans than they do this looking for a local pimp, right? Like,
yeah,
that's so much better.
Wouldn't that, hey, like literally 10 minutes in your video ago, wouldn't that be empowerment of your own body? Wouldn't that be like an empowerment of like the aspect of their labor and their own autonomy as an individual? The one thing that you were kind of crowing about earlier, Vosh. I mean, I kind of got where you were going with that a little bit. I understand it, but I mean, really?
Actual porn star work, being an escort, any of this, these are way higher risk factors. Massively higher risk factors than doing an OnlyFans thing. Again, yeah, OnlyFans also not a great site. A lot of stuff they do, I've heard, that's not that great. They threatened to take nudity off their platform a while ago, then walked it back because people got mad. Really stupid.
Wait, they actually did that one? Oh wait, I remember that. That was like what, a year ago or something? Honestly, I don't even know why they tried to do that. If OnlyFans honestly legit tried to do that, then it would basically be like riots on, at least on the internet.
I'm just saying, like, people need money, right? People need money. This is kind of like the corollary.
Especially these days. I mean, goddamn, you seen the economy today? I mean, it's like, yeah, people need money. I mean, is there any more? Oh, I guess there is. Wait, is there more, Candace? Yep, I guess there is. Alright. We're gonna start skipping around. Skip it around to at least some more of the juicy meat.
Dad being a cuck. This has nothing to do. In this specific instance, this is Riley Reid being a confident Stacy, and her dad being a soy bitch-brained little gay boy. You know, it's not her fault.
True.
Hurt so bad.
Ow! I wasn't ready for that. Why did they even send? Oh my god! I hate when these conservatives, you know, like censor shit like that. Ow! Ow! That wasn't ready for that.
And it sucks. I lost my family. I don't talk to like my brothers or sisters. I think that
I like how we've had Candace here for like minutes.
Oh my god, yeah, she literally has been blank staring like this for the entire time. She's just basically been like a brick wall, just like, just blankly just staring off in the void.
You can just...
I just realized that. I mean, you know, like, the entire time that I've been, like, at least like, looking at this shit, she hasn't moved, really. And I was like, what the fuck is she wearing? Like, what is this, like, weird fit? Candace, you don't got Riz. Like, I don't know what this fucking fit is. I don't know what drip you got going on, but this is bullshit. Like, this looks cringe on you. Like, what in the fuck? Like, what is this? What's going on here? Why do you... You got like, the fucking Concord? You got, like, some weird angels and shit. What fucking shirt is it? Oh, my God. Wait, hold on. Let's really honestly process this. Let's look at the shirt. Let's really honestly look at it. Like, what is this collar? Why is there Concord on here? What is this weird, like, why is there a bunch of hearts? What the fuck? Or, like, what's this? What's going on with, like, these fucking, like, you know, cuffs and shit? Like, what is this? What the hell is that? What shirt is this? What the fuck is she wearing? I honestly can't comprehend. My brain really can't understand what she's wearing right now. Why is it so, like, chaotic? Why is her shirt, like, unironically chaotic? And not in a good way? Like, what is going on? What is her shirt, dude? Like, what is this? Like, I don't, like, I'm really trying, like, what, why the angels, The what's really getting me is that. Why is this here? Why is the fucking Concord just, like, on her shirt out of nowhere? I don't understand what the fuck she's wearing, dude. I don't get it, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I really can't fathom. Yeah, that's her brain, and that is, like, this is my brain now. Because, like, I really don't understand what the fuck she's wearing. Like, what? Like, I mean, really? I'm really now fixated on what the hell she's wearing for a shirt. Like, I mean, fuck everything else. Like, what the hell is she wearing? Like, what is that? What is that? That is... I've seen some weird shirts in my time. But her shirt right there... Dude, you know, I need to screen cap that. You know, when I'm done with this, whenever I, finally finish it up, like, I am going to go back to this video. I'm going to zoom in on her ass and screen cap that and be like, and go to my friends and be like, can anyone explain what the fuck her shirt is? I need to, like, really go to, like, to the scholars. I need to find scholars and, like, philosophers and, like, scientists to, like, look at this fucking shirt and explain what the hell it is to me. Because that is the weirdest fucking shirt I've ever seen in my life. Like, what is that? And honestly, like, why do her cuffs look like a mixture of, like, forest, like, your stereotypical, like, forest camouflage hunter gear / like, alligator skin? It looks like a mixture of that. But also, like, some Renaissance cuff shit, because it got this weird poof thing going on here. What is this shirt? Where did she get a shirt like this? Who sells a shirt like this? Like, what the fuck? I am really fixated on this right now. My mind's gonna break, trying to figure this out. Moving on. we gotta go on from this.
Green dot that they've painted on the back of the studio wall. That's the dispassionate stare. Dot.
Kind of like try to take advantage of me and stuff, or they're just like, my dad don't want to be around me.
So, do I feel compassion for her? Yes and no. I will always...
So, literally, no. Do I feel compassion? Yes and no. So, no. Like, I mean, you either feel compassion for somebody or you don't. I don't think you can really have this weird both ways type of thing. I mean, I suppose you probably could, but I don't think that's how it works.
Passion for somebody who has lost their entire family.
So the answer is no. Candace looks like a Shadow of Innsmouth fish person. That's what it is. We don't take kindly to strangers here. You're from out of town. See that she is doing it's. We've gone from deadpan stare into like wall-eyed stare a little bit. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I can see it.
And no, I will always feel compassion for somebody who has lost their entire family, because you need family.
And well, whose family left her, to be clear. God,
I mean, especially from what it sounded like from Riley Reid, yeah, her family basically disowned her, which is more of a tragedy than, like, the other way around. Like, I mean, her line of work and shit, like, I mean, it was her family that decided to not accept her. And her stepmom, too, especially. It sounded like her dad, was more fucking cucked to her ass and fucking her being a cunt when it came to that situation. And her mom initially supported it, but then eventually disowned her about it. So it's like, her family was the one who fucking, like, basically shunned her away. So, if anything, a lot of the problems of her being, in the line of work that she's in, it's mainly the industry itself, and also the fact that her family disowned her for it. So, if anything, I mean, there's two things to blame. The industry, and her family, for disowning her over it, instead of trying to understand her fucking life about that, and, like, understand her a little bit. So, Who's really to blame for this type of shit? Her? Or that type of shit?
I so hope it's clear that people understand I'm not defending Riley Reid here. I'm just broadly discussing the politics.
Evidently, there's some baggage and some serious skeletons about Riley Reid. I don't know about them, but
Sex work.
I'm able to defend her in this specific type of shit right here. But beyond that, I don't know enough about her to defend her entirely. But in this specific type of context that, you know, I'm seeing in this clip, I'll defend her on this.
Social
Beyond that, I don't know enough.
Just happens to be the subject of this one.
So despite the fact that she obviously has a lot of money coming in, it is my understanding that she is one of, if not the biggest porn star that is out there.
Yeah, she should be loaded.
What does it mean? Who are you spending that money on and with? If you do not have family members, you have a bunch of people who sound...
well, she, in her video, at least from earlier that I remember, says she had a child. So probably her kid. Her and her kid, probably. And maybe a boyfriend that she may have, you know, at any given time, you know, or something like that. I don't fucking know. I mean, like, that type of shit. Her taxes. Like, I don't know. Obviously, you know, the money's going somewhere. Like, what? I mean, really, who cares? Like, who cares where her money's going?
Like, she was giving money to her mom. She said that. And she has a kid, doesn't she? What?
Well, I guess she's supposed to give money to her mom, too. I didn't hear that part, but...
You have a lot of money. Who are you spending it on? Me. What?
Because you realize that she was only okay with you doing porn to the extent that it would provide her money. So your relationship with your mother became transactional, just as your relationship with the people that follow and love you is completely transactional.
I think Riley Reid is aware of the fact that she doesn't have an actual mutual romantic relationship with the millions of guys who have jerked off to her videos.
Duh.
Maybe she's going to realize this for the first time when she watches this video. Riley Reid's going to boot up the computer and look at this, and she's going to go, oh,
wow! I never knew this.
What she's going to learn, you know, incredible brain magic at hand here. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, for real.
You know, they love you to the point that you can put sex out for them, right? And pornography is just such a deviant category.
Yeah, see, there it is.
Oh my god, deviant. Dude, oh my god, there's like such basic bitch mainstream like vanilla ass porn out there that just fucking makes me laugh. Like, I mean like, really? I mean, man, like, what in the fuck are you looking at, Candace, you know, for, you know, porn to be so deviant? Because, yeah, I know porn can be deviant. I mean, I've seen some that are, you know, I mean, sure, but, like, frankly, most of it really ain't. It's pretty vanilla as fuck. I mean, most of it out there kind of is. There's a shitload of it, for sure, that ain't, but, I mean, a decent amount of it is pretty basic as hell. Like, I mean, it ain't really that deviant. It's just, like, basically just, like, more professionalized or more performance-based sex. That's just literally what it is. That's literally what porn is. It's just performance-based sex. That's just what it is. Like, I mean... How's it? Oh my god, I hate these man, the urge to have a brick, you know, just be introduced very kindly to the face of these far-right traditionalist fucking puritanical fuckwits, man, because, like, they think they're just having such profound ideas of shit like this, you know, when it comes to, like, oh, this abhorrent degeneracy. It's like, no, it's not. It literally isn't. Like, I mean, sure, I guess it is, you know, to your weird prudish-ass mind. But, like, I mean, for the most part, it really ain't. I mean, unless you really seek it out and find some degenerate type of shit out there, I suppose. I mean, and even then, that's subjective. But despite that, it's just like, I mean, you're looking it up at that point. You would be, you know, inferring that, you know, more so. And that is, like, kind of a call out on you more so than it in itself. Like, because, yeah, it's out there, but the only reason why you would know about it is because you decide to be aware of it. Like, I mean, if you don't like it, even if you happen to be aware of it, you don't have to seek it out. You don't have to make it a big deal. You don't have to make it a part of your zeitgeist. But these people, these fucking far-right, puritanical, fascist motherfuckers cannot help themselves. because deep down inside, they know they're into shit like this. And they cannot help it because they think it's some sort of battle with their inner demons or some shit. And they have to, like, make sure that the light of God is, shining within themselves as much as everybody else to combat the fucking demons, because it's like some sort of big ethereal thing that's going on that everybody's, a victim of, and they have to establish and push that on the fucking you just as much as their own self. Because that's how insecure they are about this shit. It's just so fucking pathetic.
Ultimately, the only real argument that Candace has here is that it's deviant, is that it's degenerate, it's socially unaccepted. Because
deep down inside, she probably is a little bit into shit like that.
What we're talking about here also applies to Candace Owens. Candace Owens' relationship with her audience is also transactional. They'll only care about her insofar as she can deliver Blitler arguments to them. Well, in her case, they're just regular Hitler arguments. Blitler would be like Louis Farrakhan. This is just Hitler stuff. It's exactly
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
the same with me. But this, like, meaningless. Like, again, notice how all of the arguments here are really weak, but the only thing that she said that actually has some kind of, like, distinct relationship with pornography is the accusation of deviance. An obsession with social deviance and a fear of social deviance, these are very hardwired into conservative brains. They are so baked in, an obsession, a weakness, an obsession with what is socially permissible. And again, to be clear, I don't think
I mean, honestly, I feel like, Vosh basically kind of rehashing a lot of what I'm talking about here, but I mean, yeah, exactly, though. I mean, it's pretty much is what, what he's talking about. I mean, it's just literally, like, a reflection of their own, like, inner fucking, like, struggle and their own inner self about, like, what they think is, inherently degenerate and, abhorrent. And it's because a lot of it is just kind of more of a confession within their own self. And it's, basically kind of like hardwired within the conservative brain. I feel like we kind of, inferred enough from this. I mean, like, I don't know if I can handle enough Candace. I mean, Candace just, she really gets under my gears, to a certain degree. And holy shit, that was really no exception. Even Zukov agrees with that. I agree. True. Okay, you can shut up now. We hear your opinion. We heard it. Hey, you have some pork bun to eat over here. Come here. Hey, asshole, get over here. Hey. Well, at least just shut up. Really? Alright, well, fuck him too. What a dick. Oh, is he coming back? Hey. Hey, buddy! Alright, fine. Anyway, here. Let's get to the next thing I want to look at. Hey. I didn't ask you to play yet. There. Let's look at Top J. Oh my god, what in the fuck is going on with it? What is this weird beard that he's growing, dude? What is this, like, legit neck beard shit is going on with his face? Oh my god, we really gotta, like, process this for a second. Oh, what the fuck is going on with that fucking face of... Dude, he looks gaunt, like he's seen some shit, like he probably literally got bubbaed in fucking Romania imprisoned by, like, some Romanian mafioso boss man. He probably did, just looking at those fucking eyes. And why is he... What's this beard shit that he's doing? Is because he's, like, Islamic now, and he's like... Oh, it's, like, haram to shave, so he's not shaving anymore? Is that what's going on? Like, what's this weird fucking, like, scraggly-ass looking weird beard shit? Like, oh my fucking god. And how is he on BBC? Like, isn't he on house arrest? How's he on BBC right now and shit? Oh, wait, is Kaya over here? Oh my god! Dude, Kaya's big! Holy shit, she got huge! Dude, she got so big the last time we saw her. Oh my gosh, she looks so huge. Oh my god, look at those mitts. Look at those mitts. There's some big ass mitts. Oh my goodness. She is huge. She became a big girl real quick. Damn, she's gonna be gargantuan, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god, look at her. She's so cute. I love how she's literally sleeping off the bed. She's literally sleeping everywhere where the bed is not. Like she's where the bed isn't. That's where she's sleeping. The bed is right there for her to perfectly sleep on, but she chooses not to sleep on the bed. She's choosing everywhere but the bed to sleep on. That's literally the most typical dog behavior I've ever seen. Even Zukov does this. So cute. She got so fucking big. Dude, she's probably the size of Zukov at this point. Oh my good lord. She's gonna be a giant. Anyway, let's get with this.
Absolutely not.
Exploited any women for
Absolutely
money?
not.
But you have admitted using emotional manipulation to get women to work in the webcam industry for you.
No. We have an open criminal investigation.
I like how he's literally just lied every single time so far. He's like, no, and absolutely not, I didn't do that. No, and it's like, you don't have a Bugatti. What's the colour of your Bugatti, Top G? Oh, wait, you're a bottom G, that's right. I'm Top G.
I'm not really sure I'll be found innocent. I know the case better than you. I know it.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna tell that to a fucking journalist? Yeah. Oh my god, dude, you're balding so bad. Dude, this guy is balding hardcore, bro. Dude, look at this. Dude, his bald spot is... You think it would be like, you know, right here at the back of the head, right? Dude, his shit is literally like balding right here. Like, what the fuck? Dude, how do you have such a weird, like, bald spot starting? That's the most weirdest position for a bald spot to ever happen. Like, oh my god, you are... Dude, he looks so bad for wear. Holy shit. He looks so fugly, bro. Dude, like... At least he had, like, a facade on a surface level physically, you know, of looking like some suave fucking badass. You know, with the glasses at least. But, you know, this beard shit, this weird thing of his hair, like, everything that's going on right now is just not doing anything, bro. It makes him look so fucking fugly that oh my god, bro. Wow. Holy shit.
And you don't. I have seen all the criminal files and the evidence against me, and you haven't. I know this is what happened.
Oh my god, bro. This guy.
You don't? And I'm telling you, absolutely not really. I've never hurt anybody.
He's coming across a little woman-like to me, actually. Sir, you're coming across a bit like a female. Very emotional, not very alpha, losing frame.
Sounds like a little bit of a bottom G. I don't think that's a good color for his Bugatti.
Totally fabricated, and I'm never going to be found guilty of anything. And it's very difficult for me to answer.
Oh yeah, says the guy who was found guilty of some different charges while you're on house arrest. Which, aren't you violating with this? Like, so, like, I feel like I'm missing something, because I'm pretty sure he's on house arrest in Romania. So, did, like, BBC, like, go to his house? I mean, I guess that's what happened.
Depth questions, because we're sitting here inside of the territory of Romania. I'm beholden to the...
Okay, yep, I guess that's what happened. He's still on house arrest, so BBC decided to visit him in his house.
System, and I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Let me read you then what you have said about what you have done.
Sure.
Damn.
So, he's not going to incriminate himself, even though literally the facts and the evidence in his cases, you know, prove otherwise, but he's just like, nah.
Just fucking cut his ass.
You have said, my job...
Tate's team filmed their end just like how Trump does when he does interviews with fake news. Yeah, I'm actually glad they did that. I'm not in the business of like seeing whatever BBC decided was the best possible light for themselves.
It was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
I don't think that's what I personally said. I think
that's exactly what you said.
Dude, that's a transcript.
That's literally a transcript, bro. Like, oh my god, I know Hassan's literally about to say it, but like, that's literally what it is, my dude. I literally didn't say it. It's like, she quoted you. That's literally a quote you said. Dude, he's taking... Dude, Andrew Trump, bro. Like, oh my god. Like, Andrew Donald Trump Tate? Like, because holy shit. Andrew Donald Tate Trump. Like, goddamn, bro. Like, he's literally doing the Trump playbook. Like, fucking, like, to the dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Like, he's basically doing it verbatim right here, bro. Like, oh my god. I guess we know whose real daddy is.
That's literally oh my god, that is literally from a video. Oh my god, that's awesome. His defense is what? Like, it was AI? Is that the defense? What are we at?
Deepfake or some shit. Fake news. It was deepfake. It was a bottom G deepfake. I tell you what. Bro, that was some fake news. It was a bottom G deepfake.
That's no, I've never said that. That's something that you found on the internet.
Which is a transcript of what you said, you idiot!
Doesn't mean I've said it.
Yeah, it is!
That's crazy.
Oh my
That's
god!
your counter? I never said that. That's like why his fans love him to begin with. Yo, dude, will this work on his fan base? Of course it will. What am I saying? Of course it will. They're so fucking stupid.
Dude, this is honestly like arrogance that I don't even think Trump has, bro. I don't even think Trump has this level of arrogance. I really don't. Like, holy shit. I knew Andrew Tate was like a fucking overconfident, wannabe fucking alpha bro bitch boy, fucking, like, arrogant fuck. But, I mean, oh my lord. Oh my god. We're still waiting, Scotty. Oh, dude, you just reminded me, dude. Dude, oh, man, I can't believe I was in fucking Seattle when that Onion Nuggets happened on fucking Tuesday. Because when TJ mentioned, I forgot when it happened in the Onion Nuggets, but TJ mentioned the Andrew Tate gauntlet being the worst. Dude, if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, I need to wait for my fucking debit card and shit, part of it was my procrastination. I was talking about that with Verb City earlier, if you want to go back and, you know, whatever. But, like, if it wasn't for that bullshit, like, I would have sent a super chat saying, I think we all should, you know, I think we all can agree that Scotty alone, not with Taylor, alone, should do an Andrew Tate gauntlet for 6 hours. So he can be caught up, you know, when it comes to these gauntlets. Because technically, Scotty is behind. Because he missed out on an Andrew Tate gauntlet. And you know what? There's more content now. There's this BBC interview with... Oh my god! You know what? Look at his frame. Look at his ass. Look at him. Oh my god, dude. He looks so fucking, like, gaunt and just, like... Like, oh my god. Holy fuck, bro. Dude, there's, like, more content of this fucker. So, Scotty, honestly, might even get it worse. He might honestly even have it worse in comparison to the boys. You know, from Paul and TJ, like, he might even get it worse because there's this shit. There's, like, you know, other stuff that's happened since that gauntlet. So, I mean, he's really got to trail through some shit. He's got to, like, you know, row up some shit river for real. The shit rapids. You know, like, Paul and TJ went up shit river. Scotty might have to go through some shit rapids. Like, I mean, like, there's some extra shit that's happened since then. So, Scotty's gonna go through a fucking real beatdown. You know what? It's fucking deserved. No one's mentioned it yet, and I need to. I need to be the one to do it at this point. I am the one to keep mentioning it. I need to be the one to do it. So when that shit comes, you know, when I have the means to do it, I'm going to send like a fast super chat and be like, Scott, I think we can all agree that Scotty Kirk needs to be the one by himself to do a 6-hour gauntlet. It needs to be on, like, you know, either on DFF, on Fighting Boy. I don't give a fuck what channel. It just needs to happen. Scotty alone. I don't even want Taylor there. I literally don't want anyone else there. It just literally needs to be Scotty by himself. That's it for 6 hours. He needs to do it. He needs to do it. He needs to do like a special gauntlet by himself. The Scotty gauntlet against Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate versus Scotty Kirk. Who would win? That needs to happen, dude. It needs to. It just fucking needs to. And the fact that it hasn't yet, and no one else has mentioned it. It just means that I need to be the one. I need to be the fucking hero that steps up on. I need to be the stepdad that steps up in the situation. That's what needs to go on right there.
God, they're so stupid. They'll forget that that is literally why they liked him to begin with, because he was saying that shit, and now they'll be like, oh, he never said it.
And again, once again, if any female on the planet has a problem with me, I strongly...
If any female... Oh my god, dude. I hate these motherfuckers. Dude, I hate this weird, like, any female. Like, what? You can't just say woman? You can't just, like, say any woman? Or, you know, like, you know, if women... Like, dude, I just really, like, maybe it's just, like, maybe I'm, like, quote, woke about this or whatever, but I feel like it's honestly meritable. Like, this idea of being, like, you know, when it comes to women, saying, like, oh, they're females, or, like, you know, they're, like, just basically, you know, saying, like, that, or whatever. Like, I just feel like that's, like, I don't really necessarily think inherently, obviously, but, like, I feel like, I mean, there's an implicit, like, derogatory sense about that. Because, like, I mean, it's like, oh, yeah, those female features. Like, I mean, it just, I mean, you know, it just feels weird. Like, it just doesn't really feel right? You know, I mean, at least to me. Like, because it just kind of, like, in a sense, at least to me, dehumanizes, you know, a woman, you know, for who they are as a person. It just looks at them as a biological aspect of them being female biologically, and that's it. That's kind of the inference. It's like, I look at you biologically as a female, not as a human being and as a woman that you are. That's it. Like, it just seems so fucking weird to me.
Meant her to go to the police and try and pursue me for criminal charges.
And honestly, like, I'm reminded of the Weeaboo Gauntlet with that fucking Sonic the Hedgehog shit. You know what? I know we won't delve into this, you know, that much, but I'm pretty sure that's a preview. That's a preview of the Weeaboo Gauntlet, isn't it? I know where we're gonna fucking look at after this. I was wondering who the hell refers to women as females in couch conversation, and I finally found out who. I want to guess who. It starts with a big guy. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you knew. You fucking knew it. Yeah, you and I were on the same wavelength about, yeah, I think we know what we're doing after this. We probably won't go for all of this, but we're gonna see how far we can go for Andrew Tate here. But we might...
Wait,
we might see.
They did that in Romania. They did that in the UK, and then the UK was like, oh yeah, we don't prosecute rape around these parts. So much so that literally, oh my god, his hair look...
Dude, they barely fucking prosecute, like, pranksters like that fucking... What's his name? Mizzo or some shit. He literally steals puppies and does home invasions for pranks. Like, honestly, I want him to be in America. Like, I mean, I think you know who I'm talking about. The prankster who does the home invasions and stole puppy and, like, apparently for a prank assaulted Jews in the UK as well. Like, I unironically want him to do these pranks in America just because we know exactly what the fuck would happen if he did those pranks, you know, here in America. No, sorry. Really? Okay, you know what? Fuck Tate then. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Fuck Tate. Here, it's definitely gonna be a clip I've seen before. This guy. This fucker. This fucker right here.
It was an embarrassingly stinky...
Alright, we're doing a new one. Here, we'll even do the playback just a slight bit, just so we can...
movie that dropped a few years ago called The Bye Bye Man. The tagline was, don't think it, don't say it. And that's the whole concept of the movie. Don't think the Bye Bye Man, don't say the Bye Bye Man's name. Otherwise you summon him and give him powers and he's a real bad guy. I unironically view modern real-world pranksters in the same way as that movie viewed the Bye Bye Man. Just these evil people whom only care about people saying their name because it empowers them. It doesn't matter the context in which their name is used. It doesn't matter if people are shitting all over them, insulting them.
Bye Bye Man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This guy right here that we're about to get into is exactly this type of dude.
As long as their name is being uttered, they get like some kind of Kaioken times 10 boost and continue to make the worst fucking pranks of all time. And even though I know all they care about is people...
This guy. This is the dude we're talking about, is this fella right here. I think his
talking
name's
about them.
Mizo.
I just don't have the strength to resist making fun of these clowns, these absolute losers. So I made a video a few days ago called The Worst Prankster Ever. And since then, a lot's happened. It's been going wacko mode right now with new developments in this story. But before getting into the new stuff, I'll go ahead and give you the brief previously on Dragon Ball Z recap. This is a TikTok prankster who's become known for just downright degenerate dogshit pranks, such as stealing people's pets, where one time he went to the park and walked up to a random old lady and stole her dog and ran away.
I'm just gonna be honest. If he did this to me and tried to steal my dog, I'm not even gonna lie. I would literally unironically unalive him. He would not be alive by the time I'm done with him. I'm actually being serious with that. Like, he would not be alive. Like, I'm being, like, honestly, if anyone tried to steal Zukov over here, I would go fucking primal chimp on that fucker. Like, I'm not gonna go in details, but I'm just saying, I would go chimpanzee on a fucker. Because if anyone stole Zukov over here, no. I can't even fucking fathom him not being in my life at this point. I mean, he's been, he knows I'm kind of thinking about him right now. He's over here. Oh, hey, baby boy. Honestly, though, like, if any motherfucker tried to do some shit to him, they either would be severely handicapped or really wouldn't be alive to tell the tale.
Actual villain shit. His most famous prank is where he just barges into a random family's home while their tiny toddler children were home, probably scaring the fuck out of everyone there. And also making a big hubbub about the dad trying to get them out of the house, who was obviously very panicked.
And also, at the same time, that video that he's talking about, you know what? Hold on. We need to see that video, too. Like, I mean, because he literally did a home invasion for the memes. Yeah, here's the video he was talking about here. Let's just find it. I think it's right here, right? I think it's gonna be... No, that's the fucking still... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's actually go right here.
Goodness gracious, now you're stealing puppies? Which is something he also has done for pranks.
This is him in the act. Here.
Hi. You got a nice dog? Sorry? You got a nice dog? She's lovely, she's...
If he did this in America, he unironically would be shot and it would be justified. Just saying. He stole fucker. Like, dude, I would act like, dude, if he did this to me, he wouldn't, unironically, he would not be alive. He really wouldn't. Like, I'm just saying that. I'm gonna be vague as fuck for TOS reasons. Of the dog bites his crotch. I mean, honestly, this dog probably is confused and, like, I mean, look at the poor dog! This poor dog, bro! Like, I mean, look at this poor puppy! Like, it's just confused. I mean, this dog is just confused and probably scared now because it's just picked up and just being like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, shit. Like, the dog is just scared. I mean, oh my god. Dude, this honestly makes me hurt. Like, that old lady, bro, she probably hangs out at that park, like, all the time, you know, walking her dog there. She is now going to be fucking traumatized, and she ain't going to be going there anymore. Like, dude, like, I mean, who knows if she even got her dog back, bro? I mean, who knows if she even did? I mean, this is just psycho shit. Like, you know, like, I don't know what is wrong with the UK, but you know what? This is honestly more of a reason that America needs to just fucking annex the United Kingdom. And Canada, by the way, but that's another story. But United Kingdom for this case. Because you know why? The Second Amendment needs to be, you know, a little bit of a fucking freedom that the United Kingdom needs to have a little bit, goddammit. I'm just gonna be blunt because of shit like this. Like, cause, ooh, woo, you know, like, I mean, cause apparently, like... You know, motherfuckers like this could get away with just, like, stealing people's shit. Like, when it comes to their pets and shit. And, like, home invading. And they're so cucked that they can't even have, like, a fucking knife to protect themselves with. They're that cucked over there. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but, like, I mean, when you literally can't even have a knife to defend yourself with, then you're cucked as a fucking nation. United Kingdom, you're a backwards fucking shithole of a country. America's a shithole too, and you got some pros, you know, for us, but we still have every right to make fun of you because of this shit right here. Because you don't know how to fucking, you know, like, legally go after shit like this. You let shit like this fucking fly. In America, you know what, like, castle doctrine would overrule shit like this. And you know what, that's the reason why, you know, laws like that are in place. There's the reason why, you know, pranksters like this don't fucking exist. You know, when it comes to America, and if they do, they get their fucking shit canned. I mean, because, like, I know in the last one, you know, I guess they were looking at a fucking prankster who was really doing, like, I'm gonna take your money while someone's trying to do an ATM exchange. You wanna know what happened? He got his face canned in so hard that he literally had a fucking hole in his nose and had to get fucking staples and stitches, you know, for his fucking nose because he was fucking bleeding so hard. And you know what? Justifiable. He's lucky he wasn't fucking shot. Like, absolutely 100% justifiable in that situation. And again, lucky he was not shot. Because it's America, baby. Sorry. Like, I mean, you just don't get away with fucking pranks like that. I mean, with shit like this, I mean, it's like, what the fuck? I mean, the idea of doing pranks and shit is just so, like, immediately, like, just, like, I can't, it's like desensitized and, like, just this, like, untasteful at this point. It's just like the idea of doing, like, you know, pranks at this rate is just, like, you know, destroyed. It's dead. The idea of, like, pranks is dead. There's no such thing as a prank, because at this point, it's just basically doing crimes. It's basically attempting to do crimes against people and justifying it as, oh, it's a prank, bruh. That's it. That's just all it is at this point. There's no such thing as a prank anymore. Like, I mean, there's been, like, motherfuckers who try to prank, you know, doing, like, oh, I'm pranking, you know, people out of school, and, you know, say I'm gonna shoot them and no one got wrong and stuff like that. Like, I mean, just pranks are dead. Pranks don't exist anymore. Like, I mean, pranks, you know, just aren't a thing. Because if this, you know, this fucker, you know, stealing someone's dog is a prank, then what is a fucking prank now? Just doing crimes? Fucking terrorizing people? I mean, what the fuck? I mean, here, let's, like, find that home invasion thing. I think it's this clip over here, right?
Get into random houses.
Yeah, right here. He literally just home invades somebody. He just waltzes in their house, records their shit, and just, like, giggles as they're fucking leaving. I mean, it's not the only fucking clip. I mean, he's done this with other fucking people. This dude is a fucking psycho. And he ain't the only one either. I mean, it's insane. I mean, really is psychotic with this shit. I pulled this hilarious prank on one of my friends a few years ago. Back when pranks were actually, you know, decent and probably fun. Because, man, I remember pulling some fun pranks in my time. I hit him on the back of the head with a tire iron, put him in the back of the car trunk and push him in the car in the river. It was hilarious. Oh, man, I bet that is a pretty funny fucking prank. Damn, son. Waiting to hear back from him, though. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he'll come back and be like, damn, what the hell was that? And he'd be like, hey, just a prank, bro. That's all it was, bro. It's just a prank, bruh. That's all it is, man. My God. Dude, pranks died. I mean, they just died. I mean, like, what the fuck? I mean, shit like that just pisses me off because it just shows how much that shit really just fucking died. Because, I mean, if doing pranks is like home invasions and fucking, like, you know, stealing people's pets and shit, then pranks are dead. They don't exist anymore. They're a fucking idol of time. A relic of history. Speaking of which, you know what, I want to find some of that vindication, though. I want to find the prankster getting literally punched in the face, because that's goddamn beautiful. We'll see if I can find it. I know it's in a crazy video segment. Actually, you know, this entire crazy video segment is pretty crazy anyway. Let's see if I can find the first clip, though. Or at least the one I'm trying to find specifically. Or is it in that clip? Or is it in one of these ones? Was it the last one, I guess, or was it another one? I'm pretty sure it was this one, right? I think it was. I'll try to see if it's in this one, and if not, then we'll watch these anyway. Because these are pretty good. Oh, fuck! You know, no, it is. Nope, it is. We'll watch. Here we go. Here's one of these fucking little faggot pranksters. So this is the one I was talking about that had a fucking bloody nose and shit. But the issue... Oh, wait. I'm waiting for the Onion to come out with the headline. Identify thief found not guilty, insisting it was all social security prank. But the issue is it could legit happen. Yeah, like shit like this.
Prank. Yeah.
Prank, bro.
I've experienced this list a couple times in their life.
Yeah, it's a classic prank.
Lovable. He's pretending to rob him. It's so funny.
So funny, bro. Let me pretend to rob you, bro. Dude, look at this Chad right here.
Rob him.
It's a prank! It's a prank! It's a prank! Like, no, it's not. You literally are assaulting someone and trying to steal their shit. Fuck your faggot ass. That ain't a prank. Like, you literally deserve to get your ass canned.
You ran up to somebody and fucking grabbed them and said, "Give me all your money." And then when you started getting your ass kicked, you're like, "It's a prank."
He was gonna get punched in the fucking face here.
Dude, I want to see that. Yeah, it was...
Oh,
Dude, you heard that. Dude, that's some... That was a... Boom. Dude, he fucking did... That Chad ran up and fucking... Boom! Dude, he obliterated his fucking nose.
you can hear
face here.
Let's watch it one more time. Boom! Boom! Just shablamo, son.
Shit, you can hear it. You can hear on his mic when he got fucking.
Dude, yeah, you heard that shit. Dude, that was so powerful, you heard it, dude. It was like a BAM! Oh, dude, and that you'll see the result in your sec. No, wasted, son. Look, he's literally bleeding everywhere.
Oh, you deserve it 100%. You're a fucking moron.
Fucking bitch.
This dude got his clock fucking cleaned, dude.
Good. Fuck him.
Should.
That Miso little fucker earlier that I was talking about that was stealing pets and home invading, he, at minimal, deserves this. Minimal. At most, he deserves the Second Amendment, you know, treatment, but that's just my opinion.
When you fucking...
Because the United Kingdom judicial system literally just lets him go, and even when they arrest him, they just let him go a few days later and just like, we're not looking down, bruv. Like, here in America, he'll literally be locked up for life at this point, and he's one of the rare exceptions where he deserves it, so fuck him. No. And fuck these, I mean, because fuck these people. Fuck these weird-ass pranksters that think they can get away with shit like this. Like, these are people that do deserve to be locked up for a while. Like, this guy, you know, not only deserves this fucking treatment, but also does deserve, unironically, to be in prison for, like, 5 to 10 years for attempted assault and attempted robbery. Like, fuck you. You're not doing a prank. You're actually attempting to rob someone and pretending it's a prank. Now, fuck your ass. You deserve to fucking have the book thrown at you. Fuck you, bitch. I should get taught a lesson.
Just within...
Like, these pranksters need to be taught a fucking lesson. And at minimal, this is what they deserve, but at most, they deserve to have the entire fucking judicial book thrown at their ass. Fuck these bitches.
He fucking broke.
Fucking sociopaths.
Just look at... When you see his nose in a second here... I mean, anytime your nose was gushing that...
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, get fucked. Get fucked. Like, that is at minimal what they deserve. Get fucked. That is, like, look at, like, he, like, I mean, look at him before, like, you know, look at him.
That was in a second here. I
mean, anytime your nose is...
Like, he looks so like, oh my god, look at the trauma I had to, deal with. Look at this, bruh. Like, he looks like a little whiny bitch. It's like, get fucked. Like, you're lucky that's all you got, bro. Be lucky that is all you got, bro. Be lucky.
Fucking tried to rip his nose off.
Yeah, his nose is literally...
I mean, I honestly wish his nose was ripped off. I'm just gonna. I wish his ass would become Voldemort after this.
Yeah, that punch that broke his nose.
Dude, that punch that fucking Sigma male out of nowhere just like boom. That's what it did. That one punch that we saw earlier, that's what it did. Like, I mean, dude, what a fucking insane punch, bro. It fucked him up.
This dude, by the way, I don't know if it's in this cut of the video, but he says, like, I don't think I'll need stitches or anything. Yes, you will.
Yeah, you will.
You're gonna need
more
staples,
stitches,
too.
You need some fucking stitches.
That's a staple wound right there.
He might need surgery to correct his broken nose after.
Yeah, surgery, too.
She's a fucking idiot, dude.
All right.
Fucking bitch. I mean, God, dude, that is like, right there. I mean, that is just like some Schadenfreude. I mean, that is just some beauty. Like, to me, that right there is just some little bit of indication of what these fucking pranksters really, I don't honestly deserve. Because pranks have died. Like, there ain't no such thing as a fun, instant little prank. They think, at this point, it's basically literally the equivalent of attempting overt crimes. So, like, at this point, like, no, fuck you. Like, I mean, be lucky your nose wasn't ripped off. I mean, considering that was in America when that prank happened, I mean, be lucky some, fucking, Second Amendment wonky-tonk motherfucker didn't decide to pull out his fucking 9mm or fucking 45 on your ass. I mean, be lucky a fucking punch that nearly ripped your nose off it was all you got. And it brings back to full circle with that Mizo bitch, in the UK. It's like, I want him to do a fucking North American, United States only, fucking prank tour. I want to see how long he lasts in that. Because I want to see, how long it is until someone like that guy, or some other fucking, Second Amendment type of dude or some shit, happens, just fuck around and find out and meet one of those type of guys, because he wouldn't last long at all. And that's the point. Like, and honestly, even with the comment sections from Charlie's videos that was shown from earlier, like, a lot of them are saying the same thing. Like, I mean, the only reason why that guy could get away with doing those overt crimes and shit, is because it's the United Kingdom. They don't got, the same type of, like, libertine, freedoms that America does. I mean, America's got a lot of problems with this shit, and we need to fix a lot of, things about this for sure, but, like, I mean, to the core root, I mean, if there is at least a little validity to it, it's because of fuckers like that. Because, I mean, at minimal, frankly, they need to be taught a little bit of fucking lesson. At minimal, eat some concrete, or face a long time, have the book thrown out judicially, or just meet the wrong motherfucker. Like, just meet the wrong person and fuck around and find out in the wrong way, in the worst way possible. Because I don't think anyone's going to be fucking having any sympathy. I sure shit won't. It's not the same thing as, like, some beef that happens out of nowhere, or, like, some unintentional shit that happens, or, like, some Jordan Neely shit. It's not anything like that. If you got, like, some prankster fuck, doing the shit that they're doing, and you got someone who goes, I guess the extra level about it, when it comes to, like, oh, I'm going to steal your money, or steal your dog, or fucking literally invade your house for the lulz, it's like, you're fucking around, and at least here in America, you will fucking find out. In UK, I guess you can fuck around and nothing happens to you. Because it's the United Kingdom and they're a bunch of bitches. Because pranksters like Mizo exist, where they literally are basically getting away with doing overt crimes and considering it pranks. And basically pranks at this point have basically become just doing crimes. Like actual crimes. Not just like, petty theft shit or whatever the fuck. Like actual fucking crimes that need to be fucking like cracked down on. I mean, it's just like, what the fuck? Like I said, pranks are just dead. They just died. Like, I mean, you still get, like, some people who will still do it in, you know, its traditional form, but at least when it comes to a mainstream popular thing, not anymore. I wish. Because, man, it used to be so innocent. I remember when I was doing pranks. They were fun. They weren't hurting anybody. They weren't harming people. They were just silly. In fact, I mean, I remember our fucking senior pranks when I was getting out of high school. I mean, I've told the story not even that long ago. I mean, they were innocent, they were fun, and in fact, you know, some people kind of fucked around with it anyway. So it's just like, pranks can be fun, and they can be innocent, and no one has to get hurt over it, and no one has to freak out, and it doesn't have to be a literal crime. It's like, Jesus, man. What happened to just a good, fun, honest little prank? Where no one gets hurt? What happened to that shit? What happened to a prank where no one has to be traumatized? That shit died. It's so sad. What a sad time we live in. Where we can't even enjoy pranks. Out of all the things that we should be able to enjoy in this day and age without how fucked things are, we can't even enjoy pranks. That's sad. I mean, really, it's kind of a sad thing. When you got, like, people who excuse pranks, you know, as, like, you know, for their crimes and shit, and basically the whole concept of the prank is dead. I mean, that is kind of a sad thing, a little bit. I mean, it's not like everything in the world is all lost, but, I mean, the fact that we did lose pranks is legitimately a sad thing. I mean, it's really something to, you know, just hold the hats, you know, to the chest and just really, you know, reminisce on. And somberly just remember, you know, what we had for pranks. I mean, even Phil for Frank, I mean, for who he was, if you think about it, like, with Pink Guy and shit. I mean, they were kind of, like, in prank nature. No one got hurt with his weird, you know, like, you know, shit when it came to, like, you know, doing his things. And, like, the Dark Lord is here in the McDonald's and just throwing, like, some random dice and shit. No one got harmed over some shit like that. That shit is some pranks. Like, but now what? Like, now we're home invading and stealing people's puppies. No, it's like, man, how far we have fallen. How far we have fallen. It's sad. It really does actually make me sad. Because I remember a day. I remembered those days. I think we all do. We all know what those are. Everyone. Even, like, the youngest of Zoomies understand that shit, I think. Because this is, like, a more recent phenomenon. This is, like, literally only been happening for, like, the last, like, 5 to 6 years at the most. So, like, unless you have, like, the youngest of Zoomies, like, at the most part, like, most people understand what I'm talking about, I feel like. Even, you know, Zoomies. The youngest of them? Sure, probably not. But most people, I feel like, you know, I feel like they know what we're talking about here. It's a sombering thing to think about. It's sad. I mean, really, it's sad. Hopefully, it rises like a phoenix one day. But unfortunately, we're just in the trenches. We're in the Mariana Trench right now. And it's a sad state of affairs. But maybe one day we could tread out of it. On the headline. Republican caught in bed with his male secretary and insists it was a prank to stick them into queers. You know, that's... You know what? At least that would actually be a pretty decent little prank, bro. That'd at least be a pretty good prank. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. I was gonna smoke one bowl, probably call it good, but you know what? YouTube sent me a meme. I'm gonna do it, and it shows Trump, and it's 18 seconds long.
I'm gonna come.
Oh, he's gonna come.
Do not come.
I'm gonna do it.
He's gonna do it. Oh shit. Ah! Oh no, he did. Oh shit, he did it. Oh no, oh my god. What the fuck? What the hell was that, man? Do not come. Do not come. I'm gonna come. Was that basically all the sample audio for Mike Figueredo's outro, you know, for like some of his videos? Because he does have that for his outro, videos. Welcome to the cum zone. Do not come. Oh my god, dude. Mike really needs to make an album. It really does. Like, I didn't realize, like, he actually has music talent. Because he actually does. And he's good. He's got some talent. And I like it. He can make some remixes. I honestly want to maybe see if I could pay him to do, like, some, like, remix requests. Like, hey, if you remix these songs into, like, you know, some dope-ass, like, you know, EDM shit, would you do it? Yeah, how much? And I'll pay you. I want to see. I actually want to see, because he has some, you know, because he has a couple buddies, apparently, that, you know, helps, you know, make him produce, you know, some shit, and remix shit, so, I want to see. Actually, I wouldn't necessarily be too surprised if he, you know, declines, but I also wouldn't necessarily be surprised if he's like, yeah, sure. But the problem is he does streams on Twitch. Like, the only real main way I would be able to probably communicate that with him would be there. Oh, wait a minute, the Leftist Mafia podcast. He does his live streams of that show there on YouTube. So, I could just super chat him there. Hey, well, there we go. I could just do that. Anywho, I think it's been a lovely, fun little night, but I think I'll get myself a little bit of food, get myself freshened up for the next day, and pop around for the morning and all that fun shit. So, call it good for the night. So, peace out. Of course, I shall be back around for that next one, my lovelies. So, I'll be sitting on